What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. you have the addiction, huh? That happens. Okay, we'll forgive you for that one. All right, let's get this over here, here, and here. Sorry, I had to reset some monitors, so I'm kind of. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. I had to reset some monitors, so I'm kind of trying to get everything reset up and ready to go. Oh, there we go. There it is. Now it looks better. All right. Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing today? Y'all, I'll tell you what, as we're getting this thing started, I'll tell you what. I just can't catch a break the last week. Like yesterday, I know that I had that car accident. I told you guys all about that. Ruby, no, I'm banned on literally every single account I have on TikTok. So TikTok can suck it. If they won't let me be on, then I'll just go back there when they're ready. I'm not going to trick and fight with TikTok. But as you guys know, who you guys were here yesterday, I was in a car accident yesterday. And so that was the whole thing. So today I wake up, I have to go to an optometry appointment, and my car won't start. So, and honestly, I just had like a bad stream yesterday too. Like last night, just like I don't think I was like really in it. I think I was tired before, and then I got worn out by the car accident, and then today, like I actually got some good sleep, and then my car wouldn't start. Luckily, my battery was still under warranty. That's what's really important. Is my battery was still under warranty. Thank goodness, because I just bought it in November. I just bought it. And you know too, like I thought I was being smart and everything. Like I went and bought, like a really nice battery when I bought it, and it's but it's and it's funny because for you guys, for those of you who know my girlfriend and stuff, right? Like I go to her and I'm like, yeah, babe, I can't catch a break today. And she goes, oh, don't worry, it always comes in threes. So she's pretty much just like, yeah, guess what? Things are about to get worse. Like there's about to be another one. I don't know what it is yet, but you're about to get a third one. Like, right? like, thank you so much for the vote of confidence. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I was really hoping I could get something else bad going on in here. That would be really nice. No, she meant it all with love. I know she did. I'm just playing around with y'all. But I know she meant it all with love. So, but anywho, yeah. So welcome on in, everyone. Let's. I hope the YouTube stream is doing a little better. I think I know why my numbers have been a little lower the last couple of days. I keep getting copyright violations. And it's really strange because I'm getting copyright violations. I'm getting copyright violations for music that I'm playing like in my intro that specifically says like non-copyright music. It's pretty crazy. So I think that's why my my viewership numbers have been a little weird, because I don't think it's pushing me out. But that's okay. Hopefully we can just avoid that for the next little bit, and we can work past that and get through that, and we'll keep this thing going. Oh, you know what? Oh, dang. That's not even what I was trying to do there. I actually meant Veronica, are you in the I can't remember which chat you live in. Do you live in the horizontal or the vertical? I can't remember. Because the chats, I can't tell the difference. I mix up the chats all the time. For y'all that are calling my phone number right now, I see you guys that are calling my phone number. You're going to have to give me a second. I haven't turned on the phone lines yet. Okay. So, yeah, just give me a second and I will turn on the phone lines and we'll be ready to have conversations, but I have not turned them on yet. Also, if y'all could do me a favor too, yeah, Shannon, it's every single day. I don't just log on and the second I log on, I turn on the phone. I wait a second. I have things to say first. Okay. But if you guys could do me a favor, and like regardless of whether you're going to continue to watch me here or watch me someplace else, if you guys do have Twitch and you guys would give me a follow on that, the link for it is in my link tree. And even if you guys like prefer to watch me on YouTube, I think that's still awesome. But if you guys just follow me on Twitch, I'd really, really appreciate it and help my numbers out over there as I've been streaming on there. Oh, you're on horizontal. Okay, Veronica. Oh, so that's the horizontal. So I have them swapped right now. Okay. What's up, Coach? I see Coach over in Twitch. How you doing, man? All right. Well, but yeah, if you guys just do that and give me a follow over there, I really appreciate that. Just because it helps me. I'm just starting over on Twitch, so the last like few days and stuff like that. So, I'd like to build up the following. Build up the following over there too. I think that would be really, really, I'd really, really appreciate it. And you switched, Shannon. I don't know which one is which. It's in my link tree in my bio if you guys are looking for it, along with all my pay links and all that fun stuff. I don't know which one is which right now. I can usually tell by how fast they're going, but they're Twitch because there's no more money. No, actually, Velvet YouTube is probably the best for sure as far as that's concerned. Twitch just because I'm just starting out over there. That's all. I'm not leaving here. I'm on there right now. Yeah, it's an and, not an or. I called you at 12 a.m. Sorry, it was a drunk dial. You don't need to be sorry because I don't. It's not my. You think this is my cell phone number? It's not. It's I don't know what it is. You can call it all night long. It won't change anything for me whatsoever. Wouldn't even notice. All right, chum. Well, since we want to ready to get this thing started, I guess it's time for us to go ahead and open up the phone lines. So we'll start by getting the headphones on, maybe without flipping my mic around first. We'll start with getting the headphones on first and go from there, and then we'll open up these phone lines. So if you guys are Trump supporters, you guys can call in over there. I really appreciate that. And thank you guys so much for the. I'm seeing all the subscribers coming. Oh, thank you for all the. I'm seeing all the Twitch followers. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that. Hello, how are you? Hello. Hello.
Your mom told me to lay my
dick. And let's see. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Hello. Hello.
Why do you think you get to talk to me, you fucking dick-sucking nigger?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
Oh, I think my connection's bad.
That was probably me. Hello, how are I said how old are you?
I'm 28.
28? Was that the number?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
There's like a lot of different reasons, but I feel like the main one for me personally is that like when I was younger, I was a lot more liberal, and I guess in my thinking, just a lot more like for lack of a better word, I guess, like pushing like the acceptance of myself on others, and I kind of don't like that about the left side. I think that like that can be like too much sometimes, like asking everyone to accept you all the time, like for who you are and all that. Like some people just aren't, and I feel like that's like a hard reality.
I don't really
And
know
so
what you're
I feel like
saying. Hold on. I don't really know
with the
what you're trying to tell
identity.
me right now.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, with the identity politics that the left kind of pushes,
What identity
it's
politics to the left push?
just like like I'm gay, and they put like a lot of like LGBTQ stuff that like I have a trans friend and stuff, but I even tell her like I don't know why we're in the same community to some degree. Like we're very different.
But what does it
And
have
I
to do
just
with the
feel like
left?
that's like all the left is.
The
The left is
left
like all the identity
the left
politics.
didn't put the T in LGBTQ. The left didn't do that.
No, but I'm just saying that like that as someone that's like in the community of that, like it just seems like that identity politics rules the left side.
Yeah,
It's
you keep
about
saying that, but I'm
your
looking for an actual example of how
so
they
like
rule it. And look,
okay.
and like to be completely honest with you, like I'll agree with you that there have been small, groups within the Democratic Party and on the left that have taken, far too much power away from all of the amazing stuff that's within politics. But when you talk about
Right.
identity politics, the right has been much more prominent when it comes to
And
identity
I guess,
politics.
and I'm sure there's some examples for that too. The ones that I'm talking about, like I guess, and it's more anecdotal. I can't even pronounce it. Anecdotal. I don't know. But it's
Anecdotal.
from my life. Thank you. I'm a hairdresser. I'm not a politician person. So this is just like my real opinion. But like I've met people that go on about like how you're like because I'm part Asian, but people look at me and they think I'm white, and then they'll be like, oh, like you wouldn't get that because you're white, and like you like don't understand what it's like to be like this and like this. And it's just like, and that's what I find a lot more
What
on the left
But
is
what
like
does that
a
have to do with the left,
separation of
sir?
people.
No, sir.
That's
But
like
sir,
that
sir,
is
hold
the
on, hold on.
left.
Stand by, stand by. Sir, you're just saying things your friends told you. Or
No,
maybe not so
that's
good of
from
friends
me.
told you, or whatever that is. But when we're talking
No,
about the
that's from what
left,
I've seen.
sir, you're saying that people that happen to identify on the left side were mean to you. That doesn't mean that the left is bad. That means that people can be bad.
No, but I think that
Hold on,
all the
no, hold
politicians on the
on.
left
I'm
do
in the
that
middle of a
too.
point here. Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
That's like saying because people that consider themselves neo-Nazis in this country right now are all on the right, that means all the people on the right are neo-Nazis. Do you believe in that?
I mean, I could see where you're coming from in your position too.
That's not
That's just
my
not something
position.
I
That's a
see in my
question.
daily life.
That's not a position. That's a question. I'm asking you if you think everybody that's on the right is a neo-Nazi.
No, I wouldn't overgeneralize and say that. And I don't think everyone on the
Exactly.
left is like plays the identity politics, but a lot of the politicians I feel like do.
And again, I would like an example because so far you've said like I'm having a friend with my a conversation with my trans friend, and that's fine. That's very, like you said, anecdotal, and you said like all these things. I'm looking for an example of where the left played into identity politics, and that is why you no longer are on the left. That is what I am looking for, and I'm looking for it from
I
the
mean,
left,
like
not from your friends that are on the
it's
left.
a lot of pandering too. It's
Like
a lot
what?
of pandering as well. I mean, like even with the Joe Biden "you ain't black" thing. I mean, like like you can go back and you can point at a lot of like pandering that the left does, and
But
it just doesn't feel
Donald Trump also
genuine.
stood right up in front and said, "I think they like the black one. I think they like they're blacks and they're whites, and I think they like the white one." He said that in front of a group of black people. That is also pandering. You're trying to make a differentiation between what someone says on the left and what someone says on the right, and the right is doing the exact same thing. Then that's not a reason to vote against the left.
I mean that's just one reason. I understand. Like your view on it for sure. I
Well,
mean, like
that's not
we
my
both
view, sir.
probably
I'm trying
absorb
to,
different
sir.
media
I'm not even
and
trying to.
feel
I'm not even.
differently.
I haven't even stated my view. I'm still waiting on yours. You haven't given me a singular example of how these identity politics from the actual left, right? From the political left, from those within power, within, the Democratic Party or on the left, have resulted in the things that you're talking about. And you sure as hell haven't made
I
an
think
example that
that
separates it away from the right. The right literally spent
mhm.
freaking their highest paid advertisement in the Trump administration was just all about trans people. Like,
I I think that I had a misunderstanding. This is the first time I've seen your channel, and I just thought it was a really cool idea. I feel like you're looking for more of a debate, and I'm
No,
just a
I'm just
conversation.
trying to understand your
So
point, sir.
no, no but I
You're
think
not making your
you
points
seem like you
clear.
really want to prove something
Sir, I don't
like
need to prove
wrong.
anything to
You
you.
seem
I do
very
not care about,
debatey.
sir.
It's
Sir.
okay. I hope
All
you
right,
have a
sir.
good
Sir,
day.
if you're gonna cry about it, then just leave. It's fine. Okay. Oh my goodness. Anyways, what I was trying to get to, and that guy apparently didn't like it because I don't know, his fifis got hurt. Okay. Is that he doesn't have any examples of how that identity politics is actually playing out within our system. He is literally just saying, I don't like certain things that my friends told me. And because I don't like certain things that my friends told me, I don't vote for the left because they identify as Democrats or whatever. But hey, if you can't actually stand up and, and actually explain your own beliefs and you need to run away and cry, then that's totally fine too, man. I'm sorry. I hope you have a better day. Maybe you get a hug in later or something. Shannon, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. It says still can't sub, but I think these work. Oh, these are fine. Shannon, whatever you want to do. I wish you could sub though or become a member over there. That'd be even more awesome because we have cool membership stuff, or at least cool membership stuff that's coming. Plus my giveaway that's going to be happening on Thursday. So that's really cool. But all right, we are going to move on to the next caller. I don't know what that last one was, but I guess whatever. Jose, thank you so much for the 2 jewels. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Next thing you know, I'm just.
Hello, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you today? Oh, sorry, I had to ask you that. Maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought I was today. So, so how old are you?
I am 19.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
It's weird. I mean, I don't necessarily support Trump like directly. Like, yes, I believe Trump is right. I'm more so. I guess want to say I'm more just a little red than I don't definitely don't like. I'm sorry. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Yes, Trump is the best. No, not at all. He's probably a shitty person. But I feel like I lean more to the right or to the Republican side of views. Do you feel me?
On like what?
Well, I knew you guys were talking about the identity thing before, so I just wanted to get back to that.
Sure.
I feel like, and let me know if you feel like I'm being like really offensive or angering or anything like that. But I definitely feel like the Democrats have definitely pushed this. They haven't directly said the LGBT communities, 100% right, but they definitely pushed them into having this influence of these different ideas that I don't think make sense.
Like what?
The whole gender identity and sexual orientation thing.
Cool. Can you give me an example?
Sure. I think it was sometime between, I know it was before 2023 and post 2021, Biden signed an executive order. I think it was on his first day in office, in January, about just to prevent discrimination based on gender identity and sexual orientation across agencies. Again, gender identity and sexual orientation was right now it's basically a something he signed that backs that up, right? And it's and because of that, it was kind of a chain reaction from what I see. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if you think there's something else.
No, I just don't understand what you're saying. You're saying that Joe Biden signed an executive order to stop discrimination, and you somehow think that stopping discrimination is identity politics.
No, not exactly. Isn't that my point? I'm just asking. I'm not right, but doesn't that basically gender identity, being able to identify as whatever you want? That's not really sensible, right?
But again, sir, being able to identify as whatever you want is a different conversation than what we're having. You said that Joe Biden just said you can't discriminate against people for who they are.
No, he said this one was specifically about gender identity and sexual orientation.
Yeah, you can't discriminate against someone versus gender identity and sexual orientation. But that's
but okay, I guess.
Are you saying that we should be able to discriminate against people for their sexual identity or sexual orientation?
No, we shouldn't. No, I see your point. there.
Yeah. See, again, the only
Um,
people that are making like these laws and rules and all sorts of stuff when it comes to people within different communities is the Trump administration. Again, he literally spent more money than any other thing that he did during his campaign. He spent more money
sure,
on
sure.
one thing than anything else, and that was saying that Kamala Harris loves trans people. And he had to take a
Hmm.
singular line from an interview that she did 5 years before the election in order to find this quote. Took that one line from that interview and spent tens of millions of dollars running that campaign all the way across the United States. Okay?
Yeah, there I definitely have to agree with you. I saw a lot of times I saw, again, that's why I said I'm not a fully like a super Trump supporter. I don't, a lot of things, like I've seen a lot of like, this campaigning based solely on the fact that, based solely on the fact that, um, anybody who's, it kind of really felt that as he was saying, anybody who's not straight is bad, which I felt was very weird. But, I definitely agree with you there. A lot of this campaigning was in that style and does not make sense at all.
Yeah, and
Um,
so like and again, like I said, there are a lot of special interests within the Democratic Party that I think need to
mhm.
be not forgotten about, but don't need to be the forefront of the Democratic position.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
and I
yeah,
and
I
I can
agree with you.
and I agree with that 100%. But saying that again that the left is completely, within running on identity politics when the
Yeah,
right
no,
literally
that's
what
not
how
a,
long did it take for Donald Trump to get in office where he used his executive power to try to ban 12 trans students from the NCAA? Like
yeah, no,
first
I
like
didn't agree with that either.
that's actual identity politics.
So here's another, so then since we're on that, so here's like another thing I was, that kind of stuck me the wrong way. So a lot of like Democratic states, they put in, I think some being California, New York, and maybe Illinois. I'll have to double check Illinois, but they put in laws that just the states put in laws that they'd have to teach like LGBTQ inclusive curriculum.
Yeah, and why is
Um,
inclusivity bad?
I don't know. My thing is, I don't think that should be introduced to like, middle schoolers and stuff, right?
Why?
Because that's something sexual shouldn't really be
Hold on.
introduced
No,
to them, right?
there was nothing in there saying that it had to be sexual content. It was just saying that LGBTQ people exist, right? So if you have a book
Hmm.
that you're teaching to like even elementary school kids and there's a mom and a dad, okay? Do you have a huge
Right,
problem
right.
with that?
No,
Why not? It's sexual.
no, in the sense that they were explaining how,
No, sir. No, sir. But I'm asking you, if mom and a dad just inherently in their positions are sexual, right?
no, no, it's fine. No, in the
Yeah.
same way,
But if
like
you
they
say
could do
that
a
they
mom
have,
and a mom, that
but
wouldn't be sexual either.
right, but that's what they're banning. That's what they're banning in states like Florida. Is just books that just say, oh, like there can be a mom and a dad and a dad, or that
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
Susie can love Jessica, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not having sexually explicit content in there because there's no sexually explicit content in elementary and middle school books, regardless of whether you're gay or straight or any other thing, right? In high
Right,
school,
right.
like specifically in places that teach sex ed, which is is also another thing, then yeah, that's obviously sexually explicit because it's talking about sex. But we're not teaching sexually explicit, uh, curriculum to middle schoolers and elementary schoolers, regardless of whether it's gay, straight, or anything in between or outside of.
Okay, yeah, no, I get that. I get that. All right, that makes sense. I have, I think I have one more thing I want to ask you. I wrote it down for me. 1 second. Um, yeah, that was just about it. Those are all my questions. Thanks so much for having a good conversation.
Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful one. All right, man.
You too, you too.
All right, bye. All right, that was a nice conversation. Man, we're starting off. We're starting off pretty relaxed and calm today. I don't hate that. Braxton, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said your phone is cell correct. All right, would love to chat. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but cool, man. Appreciate the $2 super chat, and you're more welcome to call in whenever you like. So is everyone else. Tommy, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It says more people support conservatives. That's yet to be seen. Actually, most polling right now is showing that they are very, very not happy with conservatives right now. Not that Donald Trump is even really a conservative. I don't really know what he is, but he's definitely I guess technically he falls under conservatives, but most real true conservatives don't support Trump regardless. But no one's crying except for you, apparently. But anyways, thanks for $2. And Tommy also said, "Mom and mom, how does that work?" Well, I sorry, Tommy, I don't want to have the birds and the bees conversation with you. Your dad should have done that. So maybe give him a call, and maybe he can help you out. Sound good? But thanks again for the $2 super chat. Y'all, if you guys would like support, I do have super chats open. Again, I like to put them up on the screen. They're in between callers, talk about them, have good conversations. If you have a question, comment, anything like that, even a question for the guest, possibly, you can put it up in a super chat. We'll put it up on the screen, talk about it, and have fun with stuff like that. And again, y'all, as you guys are here, if you guys make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Make sure you hit that follow button if you're new here. If you've been here for a while and you'd like to help me support also, if you're watching me on YouTube and you've been here for a while and you do have a Twitch and you'd like to follow me over there also, I am trying to build up over there, so that would be pretty helpful, and I'd love that. So I really appreciate you guys also. So thank you guys so much. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
35.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No, fuck no.
All right. Sorry, man. Hey, I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you, man?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 35.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I was gonna kind of get a little bit of a view with you on that one. I support him currently, and I've been watching a few of your debates recently, and I just kind of wanted to get on here and get your opinion on a few things too as well.
Like what?
So just recently on your last caller, you talked about a transgender being removed from the NCAA athletics. Do you remember that?
I talked about Trump's executive order. That was the attempt to remove that, yes.
Yes. So why? I mean, I teach with kids and athletes for a living. It's what I've done since, God, probably my late 20s. And my question to you is, scientifically, when we go into the hormones and the genetics of the body, we are basically proven by science that there is a difference in a male and a female body. Is that correct?
Of course
Your
there is.
opinion? Okay. So would it be fair if your daughter had to just say compete in a wrestling match against a male that had male chromosomes that was born, but then made the transition into female by taking hormone procedures or whatever it is that they do nowadays? Would that be considered fair in your mindset, knowing that the male chromosome develops more strength and the ability of life? And what I mean by strength, not to
It
demoralize
doesn't develop
women.
more strength. It develops testosterone at a higher level,
That's
which causes
correct.
a larger muscle creation, right? But again, when we're talking about people that are in the NCAA, currently at the time, they had a bunch of testing to check the hormone levels of people, and actually very scientifically, and showed that trans people did not have a genetic advantage over people that were born female than people that were born male and then transitioned later. So if you want to talk about that science, they did not have an advantage, first of all. And second of all, having a genetic advantage isn't illegal.
No, it's not. It's not. But my question to you is, could you not see the difference, or could you not see the different view from people that are upset about it? Because when they're first born, the genetic properties that are basically already set in the DNA of the person is of an advantage of a male that is now transitioning into a woman. So yeah, of course, when they took the test and the trans, I always say trans. I like to say transformative because I think trans is offensive. But the person that's transitioning into a new gender, of course, the levels are going to be lower, and they're going to be that as statistically what is acceptable, because they are going through the process, and if not completed,
No, nobody was but no one was going through the process. The process had to have been completed before they were even able to compete.
Correct. So you don't think any part of the body form or the structure that was formed up until that point
let me ask you a question. How many trans people were in the WNBA?
Oh, I'm not actually sure on that number. I'm not going to spit out.
How about on like women's pro soccer or women's pro volleyball or any women's pro sport in the United States?
What really caught my attention?
Hold on, sir. Before we find out what caught your attention, Of all
Mhm.
pro sports of women in the United States, how many trans people were in there?
Man, I would say maybe just a handful. Probably
It
not a
was
lot.
0. It was the number was 0.
So then, what started the
None.
movement? What
Okay.
started such a
So when
radical
you're
movement?
when you're talking about having this huge genetic advantage, why are we not seeing this huge genetic advantage play out into a pro level? I'll ask you a second question. Okay.
Yeah.
How many freaking, like champions in the NCAA were there with these 12 people that were in the NCAA? I'm assuming if they had this huge genetic advantage that they were all champions, right?
Uh, that's a good point.
No, and
I'll say
they weren't. There
that's a
was
very
one
good point.
person, one swimmer who had a division title, right? One, but
Yeah. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
but
I
none
got
of the
you.
rest of them were even close. Okay, so if you
So let
have
me
this
ask you
huge,
this: What
so if
about
you
what
have,
do you think before? Hang on, hang on. I'll let you finish this. So let me finish here. What do you
I
think
wasn't
about
finished,
pre
but that's
NCAA
fine.
level? What do you think about pre college level? Do you
I
think
think
it's
at
not
pre
going on in the high
NCAA
school?
level, it really doesn't have that much of effect because literally in pre NCAA level, when you're talking about high school and junior high sports, a lot of times the sports are integrated between males and females anyway. You have lots of sports where they play
Not
against each
not
other, and second of
not in
all,
wrestling in
what negative
particular.
of what negative effect they have, sir? I think the big thing that we need to realize here, okay, and this isn't, instead of getting into the science of about trans people, because there's tons of science that shows that trans people do not have this advantage that everyone is talking about. Okay, the bigger question is, how come the federal government is getting involved in it? And I think
Well,
that's my bigger question.
I'll answer that
Because
from personal experience.
hold on, hold
I'll
on,
answer that.
hold on,
Okay.
hold
Well, you
on.
just asked a question, and I can answer it.
Hold on. I'll let you answer. You're more than fine to just answer. Okay.
Okay.
Let me be very clear that pre NCAA level, the president's executive order had nothing to do with anything. Schools are already controlled by the states and their curriculum and by the constituents of that state. So the federal level
Correct.
does not affect those pre NCAA levels that you're talking about. Okay. And at the NCAA level, there are tons of genetic advantages that can do things like cause injury and give huge genetic advantages. And we let the sports work that out within that sport to create parity, because parity is what drives competition and drives viewership, especially when you talk to things like the NCAA. So why don't we let the NCAA handle themselves instead of the federal government feeling the need to step in to try to make rules about something that they were not even scientifically qualified to make?
I think honestly, it stems from, again, kind of back where I was backtracking, is at the high school level. And the reason why I say that is, one, I am a father. So I have a son that's about to be 11 years old. And again, I train athletes that are in high school that are going to play. I've got 2 wrestlers. I've got 5 football players, 3 baseball players. So this is what I've learned in just my short yet thorough decade of doing this, is that I have noticed at this level, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, especially under the Biden administration, I was paying, and I'll just give you an example, and this is going to run two subjects into one, but I feel like I have to mention this in order for you to see where I'm coming from. I had my son come home asking me questions this was in first grade, so about 8 years old, that I felt like he shouldn't be asking. And what I mean by that, it was the same thing that your previous caller had mentioned about the LGBTQ community. And again, I have friends that are part of that community, and I'm a follower of Christ, but the biggest thing that Christ taught me is to love, and I'm not to judge anyone, and I'm going to love everyone unconditionally. However, whenever you start implementing these things in institutions, and especially in private schools where I'm paying an astounding amount of money for my son to just learn curriculum, he's being forced to watch, and I'm going to lower my voice because he's in the other room, drag shows. And then he comes home and
No,
asks
he's
me,
not.
Dad, why? Well, maybe not where you're at,
No.
but I'm
Okay,
just
where are
telling
you
you
at?
right now, it is most
Then where are
definitely
you at?
I'm in North Texas, and it
You're
is a
in
real
North
problem
Texas.
that we.
So you're telling
Correct.
me North Texas is sending drag shows to their schools?
Yes.
You're a fucking
Now, I'm not
liar.
saying public schools. I'm not saying public
Then
schools, but
pull
I'm
your
saying it's a
kid out
private
of the
institution.
private school. You
I
chose
did. I did.
you chose for your kid to go to a school where that was happening, which again, I don't believe you that it was happening. But even if it was fucking happening, okay,
Yes.
like you chose and pay money for your kid to not be part of the normal system that everybody else is part of. Okay, don't bitch and complain.
So
No,
let me ask
no,
you this. So
no,
let me ask you
stop.
this.
No,
So
don't ask me anything. Don't
if I
ask me
pulled him from the
anything.
school,
Nope.
bro,
Because
look, man, you're doing
I'm
a
in the
show where you're getting to
middle of a
control the
sentence.
conversation.
This is the
Let's have a
third,
let's have a
sir. No,
civilized
I'm
conversation, bro.
trying to
Just
have
be a little mature.
sir, I'm trying to have a civil conversation with you. This is the third sentence in a row that I've started and you've cut me off on, and I am not
You
going
were
to have
cutting
it
me off
anymore.
while I was talking,
Sir,
bro.
this is the third time in a row you have cut me off in the middle of a sentence that I was speaking, and I will not going to be cut off again. I am going to finish my sentence, whether you're
Okay,
here
go
or not.
ahead. Okay.
Awesome. So first of all, I have a daughter that's a high schooler and competes in sports, okay? But again, like I already said, Donald Trump's executive order had zero effect on anyone pre-NCAA. So when you're talking about freaking Donald Trump and the things that he's doing, this has nothing to do with it. Second of all, you're talking about a private school system. This isn't happening in the public school system. If you choose to put your kid in a school where things like that are happening, then that is your choice, sir. And you know what? I give you the right to be able to make that choice to put your kid in that type of school. But don't blame the left or the right for your decision in parenting your child.
I don't.
Third of all, sir, if you can't handle decisions of, Dad, I'm sorry, there's people out there that are different than what, that I'm used to, and you can't handle having that conversation with your child, then maybe go get some counseling on how to be a better parent or something. That's really not on me. But guess what? My daughter, when I was very young, asked me those same questions, and I had no problem explaining, hey, that sometimes boys like boys and sometimes girls like girls. Hey, sometimes people live different lives, and sometimes people have different experiences, and they have different gender ideologies and stuff like that, and that's totally okay. They're okay just to be part of life. And I just answered the question just like that. And as a very smart kid, she went, oh, that makes sense, and then just moved on with her life, sir. So again, if you don't like, if you're not can't answer those questions, that sounds like a you problem.
Right. Okay. Well, first off, I wasn't offensive to you in any way, and I'm going to ask the same respect.
Sir, you have been nothing but non-respectful to me since you've been up here. So please just continue with the conversation, okay?
Okay. So what makes it okay then for even in, now we talked about a public institution. Now you've brought up the public institutions that are going on through America within the school system. What makes it okay then for any type of public institution to decide to introduce LGBTQ ideas whenever they see fit at whatever age?
That LGBTQ, because LGBTQ people exist. That's why.
Okay. So do we go into, so basically because they exist. So let me ask you this.
Yes. Teaching the existence of someone that exists is literally the point of school.
So that becomes, wait. Say that last sentence again.
Teaching that people exist that exist is literally one of the points of school, right? In school, we learn that.
It is one of the points. I agree with that. I agree with that.
We learn that Russians exist in school, right? Should we not teach them because we don't like Russia?
Completely different.
No, we're not.
I have friends in Russia, bro. No, we're talking about something completely different, though.
Apparently, you have friends that are gay, though, also, and you have a problem with them teaching that gay people exist.
No, I just have a problem with it being introduced when the mind of subconscious and conscious is not formed. And that's a scientific fact that it's not done by the age of 13.
Yes, and it is also a scientific fact that a person's sexuality is decided before that. So
correct, under the programming of which they're entitled, which their body and which they're grown up in, basically. So let me put it to you this way: if I had a baby that was brand new, and I just had a brand new baby daughter, and I went and dropped her off in Hong Kong, China, okay, and I didn't visit her for 7 to 8 years, maybe even up to 10 years. If I went back and visited her in China in 10 years, she would be fluent in Chinese. She would be 90% chance of fluent in the Chinese culture and whatever the home beliefs were that she was raised in. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I don't know what that has to do with this conversation in the slightest.
It has everything to do with it, because what you introduce to a child before 13 is the programming that happens.
Sir, you're literally making a comparison saying, hey, if a teacher shows a book that shows that two people are gay, then that is the same as if I dropped my kid off in China for 7 to 10 years.
No,
the equivalency to that, sir, the equivalency of that, sir, would be like, hey, if I had this new baby and I mentioned a word in Chinese or mentioned that Chinese people exist, it would change their entire culture and their entire way of thinking and their entire way of beliefs, all that sort of stuff. These books aren't indoctrinating children. The only people in the United States that are indoctrinating people is the church. Okay. Besides that, these schools aren't indoctrinating people. They're teaching the existence of other people that exist in this planet. No different from freaking saying that, hey, Chinese people exist, gay people exist, trans people exist, drag queens exist. It's just stating the fact that they exist. That is not an indoctrination technique, nor is it any different from you expecting that if you said a word in Chinese to a child that they're going to learn Chinese because of it.
I agree with you there. Now, let me ask you this. Do you not think that we are being a little, oh, I don't even know if this is the right word to use, but do you not think we're not being a little irresponsible by introducing it to a child when the mind is not formally complete by the age of 13? Do you think it is okay to introduce these?
Yes.
I mean, you okay, and I respect that.
Why would I have a
man,
problem? Again, sir, why would I have a problem with someone prior to the age of 13 knowing that straight people exist, but not knowing that gay people exist?
No,
How is
that's not what
introducing that a
I'm not
problem?
talking about. I'm not talking about the existence. I'm
But
talking
that's
about
all these schools, any school, all of the schools, any school that's ever had anything within their curriculum where there was freaking, a gay person in there, or a lesbian couple in there, is only just that they exist. It was a book that said, hey, in this book, instead of a husband and a wife, it's two husbands or two wives. And then it's the same kid's story as if it would have been with a husband and wife, but it's just two dads instead. It's just showing their existence. It's not saying, oh, well, this is how gay people have sex. It's just showing their existence. That's what you're arguing about. Because this whole idea of teaching sexuality to kids isn't happening.
Correct.
So you're asking me, is it okay to teach that these people exist? Yes, sure.
I guess what I'm seeing is the effect of what it leads to, if you could understand what I'm saying. Because there's gonna be questions that we have to answer, and honestly, the better parent comment, number one, I'm just gonna shake that off because I don't get upset at people. I don't expect godly things from worldly people. But the truth is, I shouldn't have to answer that question until my son is of the right age.
Sure you should.
Does that make sense?
Sure you should.
So you think if my 8-year-old son comes home and asks me how a male and a male have a baby, that I should go into the explanation? Do you think that his mind is truly capable of understanding and comprehending?
How old is he?
Without putting any type of indoctrination.
How old is he?
Instance, he was 8. He was 8.
He was 8. So if he came home and said, how do a man and a woman have a baby? What would you tell him?
I would tell him the stork brought it because his mind's not ready.
Then tell him the fucking stork brought it to the men also. Just solved your problem right there, sir. If you're willing to lie to your kid about straight couples, then just lie to him about gay couples too until his brain is ready.
I'm not lying to him about it. I'm protecting their mind, brother.
You're protecting their mind from things,
sir.
You're protecting his mind from something that is sexual. So if your kid comes home and says, "How did two men have a baby?" then you do the exact same thing. You protect your kid's mind from something that's sexual. And you go, when two men love each other, the stork comes and drops a baby off on the front porch, and then you can answer the question, and then when you're old enough to have that conversation with them, you can. But there's no difference in answering that question between a man and a woman and two men.
He's 11 now, and he's getting to the point where he can have the conversation. So what you're saying is counterintuitive. It proves that it can work. All I'm trying to say, hang on one sec, Bubba, I'm on the phone. Hang on one sec, buddy. The only thing I'm trying to say to you is that I feel like we are trying to and it's not just LGBTQ, it's the sexual agenda in whole. Like, I remember in 4th grade, by the time I was probably 10 years old, I read a book about a lady sucking a man's, et cetera, and it's graphic. And we've had a couple instances here in Texas where we are now seeing parents going up to these schools and asking, why are these books even allowed? And so it's not just where I feel like I'm not targeting LGBTQ at all. The only thing that made me stem this phone call and really want to talk to you about it was, one, I've seen a little bit of the genetic advantage for the older athletes that do try to follow up and go to the next level. I haven't seen many succeed at it and go to the NCAA level like you were talking about. So you were correct on your point. I just feel like we're introducing this way too young, or allowing it to be introduced at such a young age, which hinders pretty much it. And honestly, the government, whether it's Trump or whether it's Biden, it's the same entity running the machine, bro. If Biden was in office or if Trump was in office, we're going to get the same results. They're getting what they want by dividing us as the people. And that's
Sir,
one thing I really
I
wanted to just
really
go
don't
ahead.
want to go down that entire thing. You're again, sir, and like, I'm not trying to be rude or whatever, but
No, I know
really,
you're not. I know you're not.
but truly, okay, your whole idea that somehow introducing like this type of thing to kids is going to change kids is ridiculous. Okay, kids
Well,
know
I'm
what
just
they
telling
like
you
and kids know what they
from
don't
what
like.
I've done.
I grew up, sir. I grew up in Southern California. Okay, I was introduced to the existence of gay people when I was a like child, like under 5. Like I understood it. I'm as straight as a fucking arrow. Okay. My daughter, and we live in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My daughter, I introduced my daughter to the same thing. She was going to drag shows when she was like literally like still eating off the kids menu. And she's as straight as a fucking arrow. I wish she would be a little less straight and stop chasing so many damn boys and actually pay more attention to schoolwork and not from fucking boys. Okay. Because if she was
No.
going to be gay, she was going to be gay regardless of what she was introduced to and when she was going to be introduced to it. Okay. And you need to understand that guess what? You can never you can never introduce your son to anything within the homosexuality community. And if he's gay, he's gonna be gay. Okay. And if he's straight, it does not matter what you introduce into him, introduce to him, he's still going to be straight regardless. It does not change either way.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this from personal experience, because now I have it into myself. If I underwent something when I was a child, when I was my son's age, and I didn't fully understand it, is there any way that it could change the genetic modifications in the way that my brain fires and wires in the way that I see it now?
If you go through something traumatic, absolutely, but that could be a car accident.
Okay, but let's just say from personal experience, I went through something else, and I think me and you both know what we're talking about, and it led me down a path to where I thought I was, and then when I figured out what had happened, now I don't have a single thought or in my body that makes me understand why I used to think the way that I think.
Yes, sir. I'm not freaking saying that traumatic instances don't happen. But traumatic instances need therapy, and
So
what
can I
we're
ask you a
talking about
question?
has
Can I
nothing
ask
to
you-
do with that. If you went through a traumatic situation, I'm very, very sorry to hear that, and I hope that you get the therapy you need in order to get through that. Like truly, I do. Okay, but we're not talking about that right now. This is not a situation of hey,
No,
if
well, what
somebody
I'm-
goes
the
through a
reason
super
why- the
traumatic
reason why I
situation,
said
will
that-
things change? Of course, things change. But I don't
The
think
reason
either
why
of
I
us
said
are
that is
qualified to talk about that, unless you're a trained
Well, let me
psychiatrist.
ask you.
Because I'm not.
Let me ask you that. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I have. I'm not yet. I'm a few hours short. I'm trying to get there, man, because I do a lot of speeches on the mind. But my only point to that is, can a child not also have a traumatic experience? Which all a traumatic experience is, the mind cannot comprehend what's happening, and the body emotionally has an emotion that's overwhelming to the mind. Therefore, the body becomes the mind. The body becoming the subconscious. So, could a child not have that same exact problem if they were exposed to what me and you were talking about too young?
I get highly doubt that saying that two people exist is going to cause a traumatic experience.
No,
but
we're
hell,
not
what
just
the hell
talking
do
about
I
two
know?
people
Okay.
existing. No,
But
we're not talking about two people
sir,
existing.
sir, honestly,
I love your philosophy.
sir,
I do.
I appreciate it, but I think I'm done with this conversation now, because now we're going down a length of thing that now you and I are somehow making judgments on things that we don't need to be making judgments with. People go through traumatic situations. First of all, that's very triggering and something I don't want to talk about here. But second of all, okay, if people go through a traumatic situation and something happens that is triggering to them within that, they need to go seek a therapist, and I don't want to talk anything else more about it, okay? But I hope you have a wonderful day, all right?
You too, brother. God bless you.
All right, bye. Yeah, sorry, just didn't want to go down that lane. That was a little bit too far for me. But hey, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Tara, I saw your message up here for a second. All right, where'd it go? All right, your messages aren't popping up now. I don't know what's going on. Tara, I saw your message. I don't know what happened to it. That was really weird. But we'll see if we can get that up there in a second. Chi-Chi, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says South Park was right about Trump and his cult followers, but they were really sorry. Did you guys see that interview? Hope you guys saw that interview. It's really, really funny where people are like, they're like, what do you have to say about this? And they're like, we're really sorry. Mm-hmm. But thank you so much for the super chat. Tommy's back again. It said, dude's a sped who two men can produce. Tommy, I'm glad you think that two men can produce. So, cool, Tommy, I guess. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And Brainbox said, I meant to say I'm able to call via iPhone. I don't, you can call on iPhone, landline, whatever you like to call on. Doesn't really matter for me. Watcher, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Dawson, I don't know if this guy is 20 or 40. I think he said he was 27. I don't really remember. But yeah, something like that. I think he said he was 27. And Brain, Braxit, can I call? Sir, you can call. The phone line's open. As soon as I open it back up, phone line's open. You can call. Okay, it's fine, man. You can just call. It's not that serious. But y'all, if you guys would like to support, thank you guys so much for the super chats. If you guys like to support, like I said, I like to put them up in between calls, talk about them, have some fun with them. I really appreciate that. I don't know why Tara's isn't popping up from the other channel. I'll have to figure that out in a second. But Tara, thank you so much for the $20 super chat too on the other live going on over here. So I really appreciate that. All right, let's open up these phone lines. Keep this thing going. Oh, Cody, thank you so much for the 99-cent super chat. Also, I really appreciate that one. Also. All right, phone lines are back open. Let's keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Twin.
Hello?
Then your butt twin.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. I'm basically someone that actually voted for Trump recently.
All right, so do you support Trump?
I would say yes on certain specific things.
On certain specific things. You know he's the president, right? So you don't just get to pick and choose the things that you like. You have to either like him or you don't. You have to either support him or you don't.
Mhm. Yep. I'm just saying that the reason I specifically vote for him this last time was for some specific specific things that he was gonna do that I felt was more so gonna personally affect me. And I also understand that the stuff that I possibly did not support, he was also going to do that at the same time.
Yeah. So, like what?
Personally, I'm just going to give my age. I'm 22 years old, and I was born and raised in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. And some of the policies I was more so in favor of Trump was in all honesty was more so when it comes to the immigration situation.
Gotcha. So you're a big fan of him deporting United States citizens, denaturalizing U.S. citizens, sending people to foreign prisons for committing no crimes, sending people to war-torn countries.
No, I'm more so in favor of this policy when it comes to illegal immigration, not when it comes to naturalized or natural born citizens.
Sir, I don't understand why you think that this is like a pick and choose thing. Donald Trump's immigration policy is deporting American citizens. It's trying to denaturalize American citizens. It's trying to get rid of birthright citizenship. It's trying to send people to Sudan and El Salvadorian terror prisons. You don't just get to separate, oh, I like this one little part about his immigration policy, and so I voted for him for president. Joe Biden deported more undocumented immigrants in his term than Donald Trump did. So if your thing was just on undocumented immigrants, Biden was better. So I don't understand what you're talking about here.
I think that the issue I had when it came to Biden and the immigration policy was more so when he was letting people over the southern border without specifically having a vetting process. If there was a vetting process, cool. But from what I was seeing, it didn't seem like there was a vetting process. And
yeah, there was.
It was just people come over.
No, but that's not true. They were vetting people.
Well, that's not what I have seen. But if you say this, I'm gonna take your word for that. But specifically when it came to those things, when it came to the way how the immigration crisis was handled, that's one of the things that made me more inclined to vote for Trump than say Biden. And one of the factors that prevented me from say voting for Kamala Harris was more so specifically that they didn't give Kamala a primary. Whereas I'm just I'm really big on that.
In what time would they have gotten a primary?
I'm saying that they should. I believe.
In what time would they have gotten a primary? Joe Biden dropped out like 100 days before the election. Do you expect us to have an open, general Democratic primary traditionally in under 3 months, and then give someone time to run an election?
No, I get that. I'm not saying that the 100 days that Kamala was given was enough. I'm saying that based on when it comes to, like, say, Biden mental facilities, that they knew they had
Mental
they
facilities.
knew that was possibly going to become an issue.
Sir,
when it comes to
you can't just tell the last president not to run again. You understand that, right?
I'm not saying that.
Right. But sir, you can't say that sir, what you're pretty much saying is there was a better candidate that I could have voted for, but I chose not to because of the rules of the Democratic Party that have nothing to do with her. And that makes zero sense, man. But sorry, this conversation, I don't even know what we're talking about right now. So I'm going to move on to the next caller, but I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Carly, thank you so much for being a paid member. I really appreciate that on TikTok or on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Goodbye. Tommy's my new best friend. Tommy wants to meet on the street.
Hello?
I think he wants maybe to grab some lunch or something. I don't know. I think Tommy wants to go on a date. Tommy, I'm taken. I really appreciate it, though. Thank you so much. I appreciate the $5 super chat, but I'm more expensive than that. If you want to take me on a date, you're going to have to send a lot more than that. All right.
Hello?
Oh, is this thing working? Oh. All right. Hello. How are you?
Shut up, you mar-
Hello. How are you?
Doing good. What about you?
Good. How are you? How old are you?
21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he is against the trans people in women's sports and, just stuff like that.
I don't believe you're 21. Have a good day. You sound like a child. So we're going to keep it moving. Hello. How are you? Hello?
Hello. Hey, I'm watching your live stream. I just think that what you're doing is amazing and I wanted to give you your gold medals. The way you're doing it, I've never seen someone from this side of the spectrum, because we're all divided or whatever, articulate whatever the hell they want to do it in such a graceful and very smart and clever way. Like, you're so inspiring. And I just want to let you know that I was listening to your whole thing, and I never call anybody to give them, any type of praise. But you hit every point eloquently when you're in these little debates or whatever. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I'm following
Thank you so much.
I subscribe to you, and yeah, you sound like a really awesome person. And yeah,
Thank you.
really
Thank you so
inspired.
much. I really appreciate that. I am going to move on to the next caller, but thank you so much. Oh, she's going to make me blush over here. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. My
Awesome.
name is Chester Turley.
Okay. No one asked. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 40.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, you see, it's because he's deporting all the bad people, and you may know me as Snake Jailbird, and
All right. I don't know what happened there. You sound like you crashed out a little bit, but that's okay. Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because the trans people are competing in women's sports, and secondly, the illegal immigrants are coming in.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Yeah. How does it feel to just live in fear of trans people all the time?
I never said I
No, I'm telling you that you're living in fear of trans people. I'm asking you how it feels.
Well,
I'm going to take my judgment on how I feel and not yours.
No, I'm not asking about your opinion. Obviously, your opinions are flawed. So I'm asking you about my opinion. If you would literally say that you support a president who is trying to tank the economy currently, who is literally ruining our alliances with the rest of the fucking world, who has rising prices across the fucking board, who is doing nothing good that actually is helpful except for try to, go against the Constitution at every turn, and you would do all of that because of a policy that freaking banned 12 freaking trans people from sports, then you're afraid of trans people.
I have more opinions than just that.
I know, but I'm not asking you about your other opinions. I'm asking you about this one.
Well, you're not factual. Okay?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for just you to answer the question, okay?
Ask it again.
Why are you so afraid of trans people? Why do you live in fear of people that do not want to hurt you and have no effect on your life?
Okay, so trans people, I'm not afraid of them, but sometimes if they're competing in the opposite sex's sport, yes, I can be. It's because...
Awesome. So what D1 sport do you play?
Why do you want to know?
Because obviously it's affecting you so strongly.
It's affecting people I know.
It's affecting you people. Okay, so what people do you know that play in D1 sports that are playing against trans people?
I will not like to disclose information, but if I have to, I will.
All right, go ahead.
Riley Gaines.
You knew Riley Gaines?
Yes.
Awesome. How do you know Riley Gaines?
Are you asking me for a whole life biography here, or?
Yeah, I want to know how it personally is affecting your life.
It was kind of like the one night stand kind of thing with Riley.
So you have no idea what you're talking about.
I do. How did you get that from what I just said?
Yeah, because what would that have to do with sports, ding dong?
Because I know her, and it hurts to see somebody suffer.
Yeah, it hurts to hear you suffer. That's for sure.
I'm not suffering.
No, you are, though.
It's just something that I would like to speak out on.
Well, you're not too bright. That freaking digressed quickly. I had a feeling it was. I almost didn't even take the call because I could tell that he was not playing with a full deck. But that's okay. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 50.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. There's a horrible echo. Can you get rid of it?
Sorry about that. Let me try and move in back here. Is this better?
Check. Nope. Worse. Do you have me on a Bluetooth or something? Maybe you need to take that off?
I'm trying going outside.
No, there's an echo, sir. It's a Bluetooth, or you have me on in the background.
My phone might just be messed up.
All right, sir. Well, I can't sit here and listen to my own voice the whole time, so I will have to move on. I'm not going to sit here and try to. I'm not Verizon freaking technical support. I'm not going to sit here and troubleshoot your phone problems with you the whole time. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 28. I actually just turned 28.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, man.
Awesome. Y'all, if you guys are out there, hey, welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys like support, I do have super chats and stuff open, and I also have paid memberships open. Carly is the newest member, and we are going to be doing a giveaway for my merch shop for members on Thursday.
Buy his merch.
Sir, be quiet, please. Thank you. Thursday, if you're a paid member, I'll be doing a giveaway for my merch on my merch shop. So if you'd like to join, that's the way to do it. So I really appreciate your guys' support and becoming members and groupies over here. So I really appreciate that. Welcome to the crew. All right, awesome. So why do you support Trump?
Okay, so I'm not necessarily a supporter of Trump. I just wanted to talk. It's still evolving. I share views from both political parties because I think it's ignorant and misguided to only choose left or right. That's the entire purpose that the political party was created, was to cause indifference and separation among the people so that we never are level-headed enough and come together to actually understand what's really happening at the upper level. But I do disagree with the way Trump has been doing things. Obviously, he's involved in the Epstein files and all of this evil, fucked up shit. But the reality of it is, it's not just him, it's all of them. They're all best friends. They all rape children and kill children.
Sir, please don't
And
use
they're
that.
all
Please,
disgusting.
please use
And that's the
word.
truth. And
Sir,
you're ignorant as fuck for believing that one side is
sir,
different
I'm gonna
than
hang
the
up the
other.
phone if you
You're a
don't be
fucking
quiet this
retard.
second.
Have a great night, faggot.
All right. Well, he's having a rough day. We'll just let him go. Chi-Chi, thank you so much for joining the team. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the membership. We're going to grow this membership thing. We're going to get this thing going. I have a couple other ideas of things I want to do with members too. I have a couple ideas. I was just actually talking to Ari about some membership stuff. So Chi-Chi, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello?
Hey, I'm 27. I support, I guess, some policies, but more than that, I was just wondering where you got that number that Biden deported more immigrants than Trump.
From Customs and Border Protection, but also the Council for Immigration Studies also reported it. I think the CDC
So-
actually had some really good numbers on it too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they do, correct, yeah. So Biden actually had per capita less immigrants deported for his first 3 years.
Per
as opposed to
capita?
Finally. Well, per
Where's
year.
that number?
Per year, I'm sorry.
Per year?
Per year. For
He
his
had less
term.
deported? Okay, I'll take that bet.
So the
Under
first three,
what
he
what data
actually
is
had-
showing that?
Oh, I just wanted a fact check because you're spewing out random nonsense that you pull
Well,
out
no,
of your
sir.
ass.
I'm asking for a fact check on you. You're saying that, and I'm asking for your data. And if your data is correct, then I'll show you that I'm wrong.
Globalstatistics.com.
What?
Globalstatistics.com.
Globalstatistics.com.
That's one I can
What
keep
is that?
pulling up more.
Global
I
statistics.
ran through a few. That's just the one I landed on right now. If you
Sure.
wanna
And
keep
what's the name of the
arguing and
article?
being combative, that's okay. I can be.
Sir,
an
I'm
asshole,
not
too.
being
It's not my
combative.
show.
I'm
You can
literally.
hang up whenever you want, bitch boy. Hang up.
Sir, I'm just asking you for your source. There is no need to crash out.
I gave it to you, and you started. Being
Yes, sir. You said
combative.
globalstatistics.com. I typed that in. Now I need the name of the article or data source so I can find it from there.
Oh, sure, of course. Deportation statistics in the U.S. 2025 by year and
Deportation statistics
In
in
the
the
year.
U.S. I'm
In
sorry.
the U.S.
That's what I thought you
In the-
said.
Yeah,
Statistics
in the U.S. 2025
in
by
the
year and
U.S. All right, let's take a look. Globalstatistics.com. That is not even pulling up. Globalstatistics.com. Let's see. That wasn't even pulling. That didn't even pull up.
That might be your VPN. I don't have time to sit here and
Global
troubleshoot
says-
VPN issues for you.
Let's see. Global statistics on COVID, diabetes, heart disease. By the way, let me put this up on the screen so everybody can see it. I want to make sure that everyone
Yes,
knows
please.
exactly
Yes,
what kind of
that'll-
site I'm actually looking to here. This website that looks like it was built by a freaking freshman undergrad. Yeah, this is the site that apparently that I've never heard of, but let's see. Global statistics on COVID, diabetes, heart disease, current global statistics on AIDS, AIDS global statistics, and global statistics on poverty. So there's nothing on here about deportation.
I can link it. I mean, it's not that hard to do. If you just want to sit here, something doesn't exist because you can't see it, that's fine.
Sir,
I
not
don't
only
have-
does it not exist, I put it up on the screen for everyone else to see.
I just told
This
you. I
is
can
not
link it. It's fine.
difficult.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll put it in chat. It's fine. You
I'm
have a
not going to try
platform
to
for you
find
do
it
that
in chat,
quickly.
sir.
I
Why can't
don't.
you just tell me the name of the article?
I just did. That's
Well,
the
that
name
what
it's
you
pulled
told me
up.
doesn't exist.
I'm sorry, your fucking internet doesn't work the way mine
Well,
does.
you said there
I
was
typed it-
multiple other ones. Maybe you can tell me a different one.
Sure, I'll go through some. Just give me a minute to pull up more information. I don't have
Sure.
it all readily available. That's
sounds
just
great.
what I could find within 2 minutes of fact checking something you said, which I advise everybody.
Sir,
on
I would
your
advise
platform
that you
do.
just be quiet and find me a fucking
he's
source and
getting
stop
mad
whining
now.
like
Oh
a
my
child.
God. An
You
opposing
sound like
view.
a
Oh,
petulant
no.
child. I am literally doing you a favor by pulling up your source to put on the screen so that you can prove me wrong in front of all these people. And instead of just getting me the source, you're like, I just found this from. Just shut up and give me the source.
You're
And
so
if your
funny.
source
I
is
am.
right, then you'll
I
prove
just
me
told
wrong
you,
with
I
your
don't have
source.
the platform to do it
If you
immediately.
prove,
I'm talking
sir,
to you
if
through a
your
phone,
source
trying to
is
give you-
right, if your source is right, then you'll prove me wrong with the source. I don't need all the rhetoric.
That's fine.
Then just
So you
get
can
to
sit
the
there and
source
wait.
part.
You want it, you got to sit there and wait. Give me 2 seconds, brother.
I'm waiting, sweetheart.
Jeez.
By the way, for everybody else out there, globalstatistics.com does not exist. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I said for everyone else out there, you're supposed to be quietly finding me a source. But I encourage everyone else Oh, Polypod. There we go. There's my Discord. They're helping research your article too. Let's pull that up. Boop to do. I don't even have my Discord up. I need to be better. Where'd it pop up at? Hetty Solstice, thank you so much for joining the group over here. I really appreciate that. Oh, with the upgraded membership too. Thank you so much. The Poly Obsessed. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. W's out there for all the new members that are coming in. I really appreciate that, y'all. Thank you guys so much. The only thing I found on this site says it's a secondary research blog. Oh, theglobalstatistics.com. Theglobalstatistics.com. He didn't say that part.
Oh, you found it?
No.
Oh, my bad.
For our statistics
I
blogs,
put
we
it
take
instead,
existing
dude. I
data
think it
and
got lost
recast
in
it.
the-
The tertiary information is gathered and compiled from multiple sources, then adapted, interpreted, or applied uniquely. There are many ways to do research, including Google searches, expert interviews, and reading up on relevant industry trends. So let me get this straight, sir. I gave you data sources that were from primary sources, and you gave me a data source that's a tertiary source and a blog.
And why is that bad?
Because a blog is not, it does not have any reason to be factual. I could start a blog and talk about the flying spaghetti monster. It's not peer reviewed and there's no data backing it.
Usually
Sir, do you know the
unbiased
difference between a
opinions.
primary, secondary, and a tertiary source?
Yes, I'm in school. Why do you think I pulled up
You
a
are,
tertiary
but yet
source as opposed to a primary? They're not always the only source of information. You're just being
So
fucking
you
facetious.
purposefully gave me a tertiary source instead of a primary source?
It's one of
Interesting.
multiple. I
I
pulled
would,
up one of 4.
I'm
gave
still
you
waiting on the other
one, and you're
ones.
still complaining about it.
Yeah, because I'm still waiting on the
Disprove
other
the
ones.
information.
Anytime you're ready,
just sitting
sweetheart.
here arguing about a source. You're not disproving the information
Sir,
you
your
gave.
source doesn't even exist. So can you please go ahead and give me that other source? I'm still waiting on you.
Holy shit, dude.
I know, right?
Let me call you back with a more like comprised.
You should get off the phone and then call your school and tell them that they want their money back, because obviously you're not getting your money's worth from them.
They want.
All right, guys. Well, that was a great source. I'm really glad we got that taken care of. Glad that guy proved me wrong. I'm so worked, guys. They got me so bad. I got so worked on that. That's crazy. Tara, thank you so much for the $20 super chat over here with the cool little animated GIF too. Check that out. Isn't that sweet? Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. And Mystic, thank you so much for the $2 super chat also. I really appreciate that. Tara, I don't even know how you did that little animated sticker. That thing's really cool. I actually really, really like that. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate that. And Stacy, someone has a case of the Mondays. They're so mad. I know. My day was yesterday. I had a bad day yesterday. Today is looking a little better. Jackson, thank you so much for the jewels also. I really appreciate that. Awesome. Y'all, thank you guys so much. Tara, I'm going to put this back up here for a second. Then I'm going to put my new Poly Obsessed member in there. I really love seeing the new members over here. I'm super excited for our giveaway on Tuesday. Also, we're about to introduce bingo cards in too. So we're going to do a little bingo giveaway also. I think that'll be really fun. We're going to do a little bingo giveaway soon too. I think that'll be really, really fun. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he doesn't like the trans. I don't like trans. Also, I'm a Christian, and he's Christian too. And he also has proof. Also, Biden sniffs kids.
Donald Trump bragged about sneaking into dressing rooms of underage girls to see them naked.
Yeah. Do you have proof?
Yes, he bragged about it. It was out of his mouth on an interview on Howard Stern.
When?
30 years ago or so?
Yeah, that was 30 years ago. Not now. Changed
Oh,
man.
gotcha. So 30 years ago he did it, and now it's okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
If it was
okay.
30 years ago, it's a changed man.
Oh,
You can change. If he gives his life to Jesus, you can change.
he didn't though,
Maybe he did. How do you know? Do you watch him
because
every
he
day?
doesn't even try to pretend like he does.
Maybe he does.
Yeah. What's your favorite Bible verse?
John 3:16.
And what's your favorite book of the Bible?
Revelation.
Revelations. Hell yeah, dude. We got a freaking Revelations. Awesome. Yeah. So when Donald Trump was asked both of those questions, he couldn't answer a single one of them. He couldn't even like think of a Bible verse. You said probably the most famous Bible verse that exists, John 3:16. Donald Trump couldn't even pull that off. He couldn't even throw out a John 3:16. What a great Christian. What a great Christian. I know in the Bible, I remember specifically where, you know, where the Bible says, make sure that you're in the Epstein files. That was a great one. That was great. I think that was in Exodus.
So are you gay, by the way? Because do you support? Wait, I have a question. Do you support Kamala Harris?
I don't support Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris isn't running for president anymore. I did when she was running. And no, I'm not gay. Thank you for the interest, though. I do appreciate that.
Why?
But no, and plus you don't really sound like my type.
I'm not doing that. I'm just asking.
Yeah, you don't sound like my type at all. My type would definitely be people, a few more brain cells. Anyways, what were you asking?
Why do you support Kamala Harris?
Why do I support Kamala Harris? I don't currently support Kamala Harris. I just said that.
I know, but why did you?
Right, because she was a better candidate than Donald Trump was.
Why?
Because she actually had policy and agenda ideals that actually could have effects that would help the middle and lower classes of the United States.
I mean, Trump was trying to give everybody everything to China. I mean, not Trump, Joe Biden.
What does Joe Biden have to do with Kamala? Sir,
Biden.
What does Kamala Harris have to do with Joe Biden versus Donald Trump? Or sorry, what is or the other way around? What does Joe Biden have to do with Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump? I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because of Joe Biden, or not vote for Kamala Harris because of Joe Biden. Is that all you guys
Kamala
have?
Harris,
Is just
and
yelling
Kamala Harris,
Joe Biden?
No, and Kamala Harris voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Who sniffed kids?
Sir, you are literally supporting some guy who was in the Epstein files right now.
And didn't even know what college you went to.
Sir, what college did Trump go to?
Why the fuck do I know that? Oh, I stalk him every day?
Well, you seem to be real in love with him.
No.
Oh.
I support him.
It's
I'm not
Wharton.
real in love with him.
It's Wharton College, by the way. The correct answer would be Wharton College. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But since you're being very weird, I'm just going to move on to the next person because you don't sound smart enough to have this conversation with me.
Whatever you say, buddy.
All right. Jocular, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that, man. How you been today? Romans 14 is goated. What is Romans 14? I'll have to pull that up. I'll pull up some Romans 14 for Jocular. I really appreciate that. And oh man, I'm gonna fuck that name up. Yaharia? Is that right? Oh, I'm sure I screwed that up so bad. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that.
Hey, man.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm not here to debate politics. Earlier you said that you have to agree with everything a politician says.
No, I didn't.
To be able to support them. You did?
No, I didn't. I asked if you overall support someone, and the guy was just like, I support this one little sector of one of his immigration policies. Well, guess what, sir? I can pick out one little piece of policy from any president and ever existed and say that I support that one policy. I'm not here to ask about people supporting one singular policy.
Well, I agree, but also people care about it. Like I'm a supporter, not on whole, because obviously, if you support someone fully, then I think you're a moron. Biden was trying to remove the Second Amendment.
No, he wasn't.
From citizens. Yes, he made it much harder for
Sir, first of all, I can barely understand what you're saying. Your reception is horrible.
He made it much harder for mom and pop gun stores to be able to sell guns. Made a lot
That's
more.
not taking away guns from people.
It is an effect. If it's harder for mom and pop stores to sign documents, and they're more specific with documents, they completely remove those people's licenses.
Sir. If I make it harder for Target to sell eggs, okay, does that mean that now everybody can't buy eggs?
No,
Is
but
that a
you make
restriction from people being able to own eggs? Are
you're not
chickens now
directly restricted,
illegal?
but you cannot go around. That's the way that they do it to go around the law, just like
Sir, the rate of firearms being sold under the Biden administration went up. So obviously it didn't.
Where's your source for that?
I can pull that up, but that's pretty simple. That's easy to find. It's almost every single time that a Democrat gets in office, firearm sales go up. I haven't actually looked at this in a while. Maybe, let's go with the guns. Let's see. I want whole U.S. numbers. It's just Florida numbers. Let's see if I can pull this. Now this is just 2025. Actually, they weren't. They did kind of settle down, didn't they? I thought they were up, but they were pretty standard. They were higher than under Trump's first term.
Yeah,
there was just they're higher than under Trump's first term, but there was just one big spike year.
Yeah,
that's really all it was.
Mainly from COVID.
Yeah. So if you actually look at the data right here, so if you look at the average of gun sales versus Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, I guarantee you Joe Biden's are higher. So I think I'm still right. But
I see.
Here, I can put it up right here. So right here, you have Donald Trump's year started right here, and he was at like 14.5 million, 13.5 million, 13.5 million, or 13.7, 13.8. So he was just under 14 the rest of the time. And then 2020, there was a huge spike at 22 million. And then under the Biden administration, it was almost 20 million, 17.5, 16.7 and 16.1. So actually every single year was higher than the Trump administration's gun sales, except for 2020.
I can see, but that doesn't mean that it was harder for them to sell. I mean, if you go to a Bass Pro, obviously you can get a gun, but I mean a local mom and pop. And also under COVID, people were buying a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to bring up, is that people were buying a lot of things under COVID. So that actually completely vibes and does a check, sir. But again, it's not a restriction against somebody or trying to take away someone's Second Amendment by saying we're going to make the paperwork harder. And the paperwork was apparently easy enough for every single person to be able, or for the larger companies to be able to do it. But there's lots of things that are put in restrictions to make mom and pops shops not be able to compete with even things like Amazon or Target and Walmart. We don't say that is now, taking away someone's right to own something, because their rules or tax rules or sale rules in the United States are harder to deal with mom and pop shops. I can make that example with probably 1,000 different products in the United States that it's harder, that our laws have made it harder for mom and pop shops. That's not taking it away.
I agree with in general mom and pop shops, but I mean specifically targeting guns, like specifically. Like
sir, the U.S. government is just fine. The most restrictive piece of legislation that has happened with gun control in the United States in the last 16 years was the bump stock ban that was signed in under Trump. Trump is the one that says that we should take guns first and then figure out whether they did the crime later. Trump did that. Where the Biden administration did not have a singular piece of major legislation that had a full restriction on weapons whatsoever. You're saying that they made some paperwork issues harder. If that's the biggest stretch that you have to make in order to say that the Biden administration is bad for guns, is that there's a paperwork issue that mom and pop shops have a problem with, then I'll go ahead and take that as Biden didn't do anything.
Well, I understand, but as someone, it's not just the guns; it's also taking away the small businesses too, and specifically.
Sir, again, your reception is really, really bad. It's also taking away what?
It's also taking away the businesses from the mom and pop shops. The guns.
Sir, again, I can make that same argument with 1,000 different products.
Well, again, I understand, but he specifically is doing it against, or he specifically did it against those mom and pop shops.
Yeah, and Donald Trump did it specifically against soybean farmers in his term.
What do you mean? The soybean?
All right, sir. I will explain it, but I am going to get off the phone with you because literally I don't think anybody can understand you because your reception is so bad. I'm like struggle busting to understand anything you're saying. Okay. But yes, Donald Trump put freaking literally so many soybean farms out because of his specific policies on China that specifically targeted soybeans. So it's the same thing, man. You don't get to just pick and choose which one you want. Just because this one has something to do with guns doesn't mean somehow you win the argument. Like we do this on all sorts of things, okay? All sorts of products. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm pretty good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
So I don't support Trump, but I do have a pro-Trump claim.
Well, I don't know if I'm really interested in that. John Meridian, thank you so much for joining the team, the Poly groupies over here. Thank you so much for the paid membership. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That was really very sweet of you. I really appreciate that. You don't support Trump, but you have a pro-Trump claim?
Yeah, so the claim is just defending the Trump, yeah, basically. So if you're not interested, that's fine.
All right, I'll hear it real quick, and then I'll move on. I'm curious.
Okay, so I believe that January 6th, I believe that January 6th strengthened democracy.
Oh, that's not even a pro-Trump claim. That's just an
Well,
anti-Trump claim that had a side effect. That's not.
Wait, well, I could explain my reasoning for why I think it's a pro-Trump claim.
No, I'm not really interested. I appreciate it, though. Thank you so much. I was just curious to see if it was something I was going to try to engage with, but I'm not. Hello, how are you?
Hey, it's the same dude from earlier. Good debate. Had fun. Get your bag, bro.
All right, man. Thanks. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
21.
What year were you born? Gotcha. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm sorry to bother you. You've been on my mind for about a week now.
I have that effect on people.
Sorry, I can't tell you who I am because I've got a secret crush on you.
Yeah, I'm saying I have that effect on people. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
I've just been seeing you around.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. What about yourself?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I was born in '93, so that makes me. I just had a birthday on the 15th. Oh damn! How old am I? 93. You're like 32. Oh my God, I'm 32.
Oh my goodness.
32.
Do you support Trump?
I absolutely do.
You do?
And I haven't always. I absolutely do. So I'm black,
Awesome.
and you can probably tell that I'm a woman as well.
I could tell
haven't
both,
always.
actually.
I haven't always, and I'm going to tell you what happened.
You haven't
to me.
always been black and a woman? That's weird.
No, I am black.
I'm joking.
and
I'm
a
joking.
woman.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
Go on.
I want to tell you what happened. So I've been a Democrat all my life. You know, growing up in an all-black neighborhood, going to all-black schools. You know, we're kind of ingrained in this. Democrats vote for the Democrats because they're the party of the black people. And you know, I always voted. I voted for Obama twice. So I think the time that I was able to vote when I was about 17 or 18, Obama was running, and that would have been like 2008. So yeah, that would have been right. So I voted for Obama, and then so I didn't vote for Trump the first time. But what happened was I went to law school. I learned how to read bills that were passed. I learned about the Constitution. I learned about the Florida Constitution. I learned all these types of things. So I watched the news one day, and they were talking about the Don't Say Gay bill. And this happened a few years ago in Florida. And so the news kept saying things about the Don't Say Gay bill as if it applied to all ages of school or something. And it just didn't strike me as true because I went to law school, and living in Florida, being an attorney in Florida, I had read enough bills, I had read enough laws that were pushed out under DeSantis that to me, it didn't sound right. The way they were framing it, it did not sound right. So what did I do? I went and I read it for myself. And I was like, well, why are they leaving the part out about it only applying to K through third grade? And at that time, I had a child that was in K through third grade. And of course, I wouldn't want my child to be learning about that stuff, especially in the primary years, because my child is supposed to be learning, starting the foundation of their education.
I'm really sorry. Like this intro is going on a little far. I don't understand why you're saying that you voted for Trump when you have not mentioned a single
then
thing.
I'll tell you why.
Hold on, but say because you
why.
haven't mentioned a single thing that has to do with Trump or anything else.
Well, this was my journey to leaving that side. So I became an independent, and I began to listen and read. And what really flipped me this last administration with Biden is the illegal immigration. And
We did all of
the
that to get to undocumented immigration.
Absolutely. I was telling you a story, and if you don't have the capacity to listen, this is probably the problem why you all aren't doing
No, it's
well.
not the
Not only
capacity
did
to listen, ma'am. I'm
not,
here to. I asked
I'm
you a
sorry,
specific question.
not only
No, ma'am.
with
Sam, ma'am.
Americans,
You want to talk about
only
not
with
listening?
males, but
Ma'am,
also
you're
with
like,
black
you're like,
people,
the
and why you're
media said
losing
some
black
stuff
people.
about a bill that DeSantis had. Like, I don't need to hear your
Right.
whole
And
life
so
story,
as I
ma'am.
started reading, is
I
that a
don't
life
care though. I
story?
don't care why you
You
left the
can't
Democratic
vote me
Party.
so you're
I don't,
upset.
ma'am.
So
I
you're
don't care
upset.
why you left the
This
Democratic
is why
Party.
you guys continue
Ma'am,
not
I
to
left the
know.
Democratic Party
This
a
is why
long
you all
time
are
ago.
failing.
I left the
And you
Democratic
don't
Party a long
and you
time
don't
ago.
understand why
We
people
don't. I
support
don't
Trump.
every single conversation come up here and start with, well, when I was 14 years old and I first found out what a
Did I say
Democrat was.
14? Who can
I
vote
don't
when
go.
they're
I don't go
14?
into my entire
Who
life
can
story
vote when
every
they're
single time.
14?
No one can
Is
vote
that
when
my
they're
whole entire
14.
life
That's
story? I'm
not what I
telling you.
said, ma'am.
I told you why
Okay.
I supported Trump because
No,
I
you're
started
not telling me why you're
listening
supporting Trump.
and
You're telling me
reading.
why
Yes,
you
I
left the
did.
Democratic Party, and I don't give a shit
Absolutely.
about why you
And
left the
what
Democratic Party.
happened?
Okay?
Are
You
you
supported Donald Trump because of undocumented migration. Okay, cool. Let's start there.
But
What about it?
okay. So one thing, if you grew up poor, if you know things about the system, you understand that if you put people in illegal immigration or you put people in the system and they get free Medicare and free Medicaid and all these sanctuary cities allowing these illegal immigrants in, what it's doing to the Black community, because you don't have an infinite number of doctors or medical professionals who take Medicaid and Medicare, it pushes the Black children down the line. It mostly impacts the Black. I saw these
That's
people
wild.
putting these. Are you gonna? I've been on Medicaid and I've been on Medicare before I became.
Yeah, you know who isn't on
And you know
Medicaid and
how
on
long-
Medicare?
You know how long it takes
Yeah.
for a parent to get a
You know who
child
isn't
a
on
doctor's
Medicaid and
appointment?
Medicare?
For a pediatrician, it
Ma'am, you
can
know who
take
isn't
2 to
on
3
Medicaid and
months.
Medicare?
If you add hundreds of thousands
It's
of people and
undocumented immigrants,
children
ma'am.
on top of the
Undocumented
illegal
immigrants don't
and when
qualify
you
for
put them
Medicaid and
on top
Medicare
of,
for a single federal dollar.
they were giving them. Are you serious? They were
I'm
giving
dead
them
fucking
medical care.
serious. Would you
So
like
what
me? Would you
happened
like me to
for
put it up
all
on the
of the
screen?
physicians?
I
No,
thought
no,
you
no,
were a
no, no.
lawyer that read.
I'm sorry. Do you think all of the physicians in Chicago or in these sanctuary cities
Do
take the Medicare or the
illegal
form of medical
migrants
assistance, the
get
form of
Medicare?
So what happens, like I was saying, for the doctors who accept Medicare and Medicaid, they will be the
There we
primary
go.
ones to see these illegal immigrants, as I
In
was
general,
saying.
no,
So what
undocumented
happens,
immigrants are largely ineligible for federal healthcare programs like Medicaid and Medicare and are
but
ineligible for most
but
federal
what,
healthcare benefits
but
aside from
so how
emergency
were they
care.
getting how were they getting medical benefits?
They weren't getting medical benefits.
Oh, so nobody was being seen by a doctor.
Yeah, that's different between a medical benefit and being seen by a doctor. You can be seen by a
Well,
doctor
then
with no
let me
medical
finish.
benefit.
For the people on Medicare, which are the Black people, the Black children that I'm talking about, for those people that were on Medicare and Medicaid, they're only allowed to see certain doctors. Not all providers except Medicare and Medicaid. So when you have an abundance of people who are put in on top of that, as I was saying, it pushes children down the line. So whereas I could probably get an appointment for my child in 2 to 3 months without hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants in, now you're going to take 4 to 6 months to see maybe your primary care physician.
What state did you say you're in?
pediatrician. Your class sizes are being overwhelmed.
What state did you
by
say you were in?
children who don't even speak English. And I'm in Florida. And I'm
You're in
gonna
Florida.
tell
Oh,
you
you're in my
something.
state. That's perfect. I already know the stats for that. So, of the Medicare
Your
people
state?
in the state of Florida, it's almost 70%
Did I
of
say this was happening in Florida, or did I say sanctuary city?
Oh,
you have a problem listening.
regardless of
You
whether
have
it's a sanctuary
problem
city, I can
listening.
pull it up for any
Your
state.
capacity is very
Ma'am,
low.
you know, for a lawyer, you still are not, you are very much not in
who
control of your emotions. You know that?
was
Ma'am, I'm not answering any
providing-
of your questions until I
Exactly.
finish
Of
saying the
course,
statement
you
I was
can't.
just saying.
You cannot rebut them.
Ma'am, I'm
I
in the
said
middle
the
of
people-
rebutting it and you won't let me speak.
Did I say that
Ma'am.
illegal immigrants were getting Medicare and Medicaid, or did I say
Yes,
they
you
were
specifically fucking did.
I said they were seeing
You
the same
specifically fucking said
they
that.
were seeing-
But,
Didn't I just say they were seeing the
ma'am,
same
either
physician? Why do you
shut
have
the
to curse?
fuck
Have I
up
cursed
or
at
get off
you?
my fucking
Have
phone
I
line, you
cursed at
fucking
you? Listen to me.
Neanderthal imbecile. Okay?
Poor
I am
child.
going
You
to
poor
finish my
child.
sentence
You
whether you
poor
like it or
child.
not. You can either
You
be
poor
here or
child.
not.
I feel sorry
Choose your
for
way.
you.
You should
I
not
feel
feel sorry for me. I am
you.
much smarter than
You're
you and
still
much better
losing.
looking.
You're absolutely not.
5,
You can't,
4,
you can't talk without
3,
listen to you count.
2,
2,
1.
1. Very good
I am
job.
finishing my
Excellent.
sentence or hanging up the phone.
Excellent. You won't let me finish.
All right. So what the lady I was trying to bring up to this so-called lawyer is that if you actually look at the numbers of including sanctuary cities, white people are a lot more on Medicare and Medicaid than black people are. So this entire idea that somehow immigrants are coming in and taking the spots of Medicaid away from black people is a pathetically sad argument, which is what I was trying to tell her. Okay. What the really sad part about this is that somehow, even though the entire American system has been created against black people, right? Especially within the judicial system, which has created levels of poverty through things like redlining. Instead of this lady understanding that freaking we live in a system in which black people are, put down by the system and that we need to look at the system to fix it, she would rather blame migrants. That's what's sad. But if that woman's a lawyer, I fucking been to the goddamn moon. If that woman's a lawyer, then you could fucking call me fucking Buzz Lightyear, and I have been to the moon multiple times. I don't believe that. I don't know if that woman's ever that has a GED. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit. I was trying to talk to her, which is the sad part. I was trying to talk to her. Shannon, welcome to the team finally. Shannon's been telling me for like a week now that she can't become a member and it's been locked out for her. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that, Shannon. I got to catch up on a few super chats before we get this thing going any further. And then we will get right back to the action. So I really appreciate that. John, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, imagine thinking Harris was a great choice and calling people stupid. You a joke, bro. Bet you ain't got kids since you like men and women's sports. Actually, I have a daughter who plays in sports. I'm just not a whole bitch. And I teach my daughter not to be one also. Oh, actually, I think it's your tolerance. But thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Jocular, I'm assuming this is back to Romans, what was it, Romans 19 or Romans, what was it, Romans 19? I was going to pull that up earlier too. I forgot. I got to pull that back up. I think it was Romans 19. Romans 14. That's what it was. Romans 14. We got to get to all the great verses in Romans 14 later. We'll definitely do that. Thank you so much, Jocular. I appreciate you, brother. Autumn said, what are your thoughts on the Kids Online Safety Act? I don't know a whole lot about it. I remember that it was introduced, what was that, like 2022 or something like that? I'll be honest with you. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I really don't. I remember reading it in passing someplace, but I don't know a whole lot about it. So I can't really answer that. I'm sorry. I'll get back to you on that one. Move to strike colors answer is non-responsive from an actual real lawyer. So we actually have real lawyers in here, so I know what they sound like. They talk in my chat in my Discord all the time, so I know what they sound like. Guarantee this host cashed in on those Trump stimulus, but hates Trump. Take the hat off and show them that receding hairline. All right, my hair's not done. Yeah, bro, I'm pretty sure you didn't turn down that Biden stimulus check either, did you, John? Oh, that's right. Remember I tell you guys, I'm pretty much just a stripper. Dude just paid me $5 to freaking take my clothes off. Oh, Black Area Elite, thank you so much. It says, that a black educated woman in Florida, you're making us look bad. Medicare and Medicaid is a service, not a payout, silly. You know what? I bet this is actually a true educated black woman in the state of Florida, because I know y'all are out there because I live here. I know y'all are out here. Okay? Can't let people like that come up and freaking make everyone else look bad. That's ridiculous. Thank you so much, Bay Area Elite. I really appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. Dude donated $5 to talk shit and flopped, right? Epic failure. That was almost as bad as Taylor. What was it, yesterday or day before? I think it was the day before. Taylor. Oh my goodness. Taylor paid me a lot of money to come up and then talk to me and then got dog walked. It was bad. Thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. Bucket Hat, thank you so much for the $2. Said, where do you sit on the political compass? I am a progressive. I would be left of the Democratic Party. So that's where I sit personally. But I love people on most parts of the political spectrum. Just people that are logical and can live in facts. I appreciate that. Shay, thank you so much for the $20 super chat also. Shay says, how can people still support Trump after all the damage he's done and continues to do? I hate Blaga. Here, Blaga, 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 Blaga. Here, Blaga, 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 Blaga. Yeah, that was a rowdy Blaga. That was a rowdy one. Look, and I actually love debating Blaga. I really do. Blaga are probably my favorite people to debate. But you can't just be crashing out every time I say 2 words. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and let you just try to freaking talk over everyone like an imbecile. Okay, if you're Blaga and you want to come up and actually have a logical conversation with me, I'll have a logical conversation with you. Unfortunately, most of y'all just crash out immediately because the whole conversation always just starts with, "Well, I used to be a Democrat." Yeah, so did everyone else. No one cares. I want to know why you currently support the dude that's a racist. Let's just go with that, okay? But thank you so much, Shaylu. I really, really appreciate that. Nick, I saw your first one. I'm just going to put this one up on the screen, but thank you for the $3 in Super Chat. Said, why haven't you been going live on TikTok lately? Because I'm banned on TikTok. Again, happens about once a month. But this time it happened on all of my accounts. So there's no place for me to be until, I think, Wednesday night. I think Wednesday will be when I'm back on TikTok. So, yeah, won't be on until probably Wednesday or Thursday. So I'll be back on TikTok then, I guess. But I'm having a great time over here on YouTube and Twitch. So we're having a great time over here. Speaking of Twitch, y'all, if you guys are following me on YouTube and you guys want to be like really cool and help me support my Twitch also, you guys can support me over there. If you guys would like to support me over here, I do have Super Chats open. I like to take little intermissions and put them on the screen. Or if you'd like to become a member, we are going to do a giveaway for the members on Thursday. So I really, really appreciate that too. That's a great way to help support. I also do have my merch shop and my pay links in my link tree in my bio. So those are all really awesome places that you can support the live. So I really appreciate you guys. And thank you guys so much for being here to support the live. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. All right, we're going to move on and move to the next caller. So I really appreciate that. But Nick, that's where I haven't been there. I will go back there once I'm able to again. All right, phone lines are back open. We'll see who's next up. Even more importantly, make sure you guys hit whatever platform you're on, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you hit that follow button or that subscribe button here. We do this every single day, so I appreciate that. Well, every day but Thursday, but I really appreciate you guys. Hello, how are you? Hello? 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 All right. Lots of calls and no one answering the phone. That's quite strange. Hello, how are you?
Hello, this is Toby and I am calling from Luthi Tech.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am existing. Yourself?
I'm surviving. How old are you?
I am 24.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Oh, hell no. I'd rather
sorry,
be
man.
shot dead in the sewer.
I appreciate that, man, but I'm more looking for Trump supporters right now, but I hope you have a good one.
Okay,
Right?
real quick. Can I say one thing, though? Sorry.
You about 5 seconds. Go.
Okay. I'm really fucking annoyed by people being like, oh, I voted for Obama. Like, that's a thing that you should be proud of or it does anything for you. It's just super annoying, and I wish they'd just shut the fuck up with that statement.
I agree. It is not a qualifier. You don't get points with me by telling me you voted for Obama at all. So, but I appreciate it, man.
Probably makes it worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, have a great
all right,
night.
have a good one,
Bye.
dude. Bye. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 57.
Yeah, sure you are.
Um,
Hello, how are you? Hello. What is going on here? Hello.
Hi, yes. I really
Hi.
think I could. I think I can change your viewpoint
I don't
on
want you to even
politics.
try. How old are you?
18.
No, you're not. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I was just sitting down and I seen your thing come across my feed.
Oh, well, welcome to
And
the stream.
what's up?
So, well, welcome to the
So,
stream.
hi.
So, how old are you?
I am 21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do, but as of recently, it's been teetering a little bit. I can be honest about that.
Okay, and why is that?
So initially, I supported him because how he felt about immigration. That was very important to me. Going through my late teens and early 20s through the Biden era, it was a big clusterfuck to what I've seen. But lately, I think this is a common thing with Epstein and all the stuff that's been going on with him seemingly burying it. It's kind of been pissing me off. But in terms of the election, I didn't vote, but I was hoping Trump would win more than Kamala because it seemed like the better option at the time.
Awesome. So, what was a clusterfuck under Trump or under Biden? I mean,
So the immigration was a very big part of it. Like I said, that also weighed in on why I voted for Trump. Well, why I wanted
what
Trump
part
to
of
win.
immigration?
The fact that we had millions of undocumented illegals coming into our country.
No, that's not true.
Good for us.
Well, it's not true.
What's the number then?
1.7.
1.7 million?
Mm-hmm.
That's millions, yeah. That's why I said.
Well, I mean, Donald
That's
Trump
a
hit
lot of
almost a
people.
million, and Donald Trump hit almost a million in his first term.
Yeah, when we inherited from actually, I can't say much about Obama and Biden, but no, with the immigration of Biden, I don't believe that it was 1.
What do you mean the immigration of Biden, sir? The law under
With
Donald
the
Trump and
illegal
Joe
immigrants.
Biden is the
Illegal
exact same law. Yeah, sir. There was more people that just showed up at the border. How was that Biden's
Well,
fault?
why was the border open?
The border wasn't open.
It was though.
It wasn't though.
Well, then how were so many people getting in?
Through asylum seeking mostly, which is not undocumented migration. It's legal migration according to 8 U.S. Code 1158 and international law. And all of those people were vetted and stopped and given court dates. So that's not an open border. And again, about
1.7 million people in 4 years.
The 1.7 people is the projected number of people that just weren't caught. Those are people that snuck around through tunnels or hopped Trump's
That's
border
projected,
wall,
though.
or
That's not a factual.
right, because there is no factual number.
Well, what do you mean there's no factual? Okay, yeah, there is no factual. Can't say that for sure.
Exactly,
So the
they're
number can
just
be higher,
projected
or
numbers.
it could be lower than that. We don't
Right,
know.
but we're pretty good at projecting it.
Me personally, I believe that it's higher because if that administration, the Biden administration, would want to project a lower number, considering they don't want to lose their polls because they knew they were going to push Kamala.
Sir, these
for
aren't numbers
2024.
from the Biden administration. These are independent agencies that track these things, like Council for Immigration Studies. And I mean, there are government ones too, but the government ones all match the independent agency ones. They're within like a couple 100,000. I mean, I think estimates go from like 11.5 to about 12. I think I've seen as low as 11, but we don't really take those out, right? But when I'm talking about those type of things, sir, we're talking about a number of people that we're projecting because we don't know how many people got in. The reason why we can only project it is because if people were caught by Border Patrol or came through a border of entry, they were stopped, they were vetted, they were deported. Over 685,000 people were deported just by Joe Biden just last year, and the majority of that amount was people that were deported at the border because we stopped them at the border and they didn't have a claim to be here, and we deported them.
Okay. The reason why I would say I don't trust those independent sources on the number is because I would hope you agree that you can look at most media sources and agree that they're more left-wing than they would ever be right-wing, because left-wing, you can call it woke, PC, whatever it is, they agree with that side more, considering right-wing has more, in quote, radical ideologies like illegal immigrants should be deported.
That's not a radical ideology. Biden deported more undocumented migrants than Trump did, and Obama had them both beat by a lot.
Yeah, he did have them both beat. And Obama, I think, had the worst. What's it called?
Sir, so again,
He
why
held
would
them the worst?
Sir, so again, why would it be a lie when literally even traditionally Democrats have deported more people than the right has? Democrats have asked for like stronger immigration policies than the right has. That doesn't even make sense. What you're saying is
Well, you
independent organizations that have no reason to lie, who have no political or partisan freaking ties whatsoever.
I think they would have a lot of reason to lie. You got to look at
Sir,
it.
why would the
Trump
Council for
started-
Immigration Studies lie about
Trump
this?
started Democratic. Of course, he has the immigration.
Sir,
policies
why,
that Obama would have. He was
sir,
Democratic when
why
Obama
would the
was president.
Council for Immigration Studies have a reason to lie? They're the same people that are
Do you
reporting these
believe
super.
everything-
Sir,
do you believe everything we read? Do
no,
you
sir.
believe it
I
all?
read
Do you
things that are
trust it?
backed by data. Okay, and what you're saying, all you're saying is, I believe that the numbers were higher because you just believe it. I'm saying that a ton of different organizations,
because when you
including
look at the
ones,
cities
sir,
and you see all
including
the
ones,
people on the
sir,
road
including ones,
and on the street-
sir. Hold on, I need you to stop talking for a
Okay.
second. I'm saying a whole
ahead.
bunch of independent organizations, a lot of which aren't even in the United States, so have literal zero to gain by reporting factual data, who have shown exactly how they've collected the data, who have seen, like, shown all the numbers, crunched it, done all the data and researching from professionals in the field, all agree within a certain level of, of numbers, what the undocumented level has been in this country. And what are you trusting besides your feeling?
I'm trusting the news, all the cities, all the people. The people's voice is more important than what any official can say.
No. The people's voice doesn't mean shit.
No, the people's is very. It means a lot. What do you mean?
No,
Just
because
like-
a person
Here,
doesn't.
Wait.
No,
Let me
sir.
go. I'll let you go.
No. Hold on. I want to explain to you before you go down there why that's not important. Okay. If you see a brown person that doesn't speak English walking down the street, how do you know whether they're undocumented or they're documented?
You don't.
You don't. So, but you have. But now we're talking about the people. So when we talk about the people out there, how do they know whether the migrants that are in their cities are undocumented or documented migrants?
When there are hundreds of them on the streets, and
If there's hundreds of them, how do I know that's sir?
That we're
If
paying
there's
for, our taxes are paying for.
Sir, the
That's very
hotels
bad.
were asylum seekers. Okay, because we know all of that
Oh,
data.
No,
No,
They
I'm
are
not
asylum
asking your
seekers. Have we
opinion.
ever had hotels jam packed with asylum seekers?
Yes.
Have we ever had that before, or was that only during Joe Biden?
That was under Joe Biden, and we know why.
Why?
Because Greg Abbott sent them to New York City without any of the funding or any of the infrastructure to take care of those migrants, like Texas gets paid billions of dollars to handle.
Well, see, that
And he
happened
brags
under
about it.
Biden. It's not happening now, and it didn't happen under Obama either. So
Yeah,
why? Did it
why
happen
would
under Biden?
Greg Abbott, a huge Trump supporter, do it under Trump?
Greg Abbott. Tell me more about him. I don't know who.
Greg
that is
Abbott, the
exactly.
governor of Texas?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he specifically, and again, this isn't something that I'm making up. This is Greg Abbott. It's on his fucking website, right? He brags about the fact that he took asylum seekers, okay, legal migrants to the United States. He took asylum seekers, put them on buses, and shipped them to cities like New York and Chicago. Okay, brags about it. Okay,
You got to
and he
realize
did.
this was probably because there was such a flood at the border.
But sir, again,
there was more people coming in than ever before.
sir, you didn't ask whether there was a flood at the border. Yes, there
No,
was a lot
I
more
said there
asylum
was.
seekers. Hold on, sir.
there was.
But that's not the point of what I'm saying. You're saying, did we ever have to put people up in hotels? No, we didn't. We never had to, because Texas has all of the infrastructure to house these migrants without putting them up in hotels. New York doesn't. So if Texas had kept all of those migrants like they were supposed to, like they get paid billions of taxpayer dollars to do, then there would have been no one in hotels. The only reason they had to get put up in hotels is because Greg Abbott sent them to New York in the middle of winter, knowing that there was no infrastructure to house them. And again, when they were put in hotels, they were put in condemned hotels that no one else was staying in. So I really don't even know why that's a big deal.
Let me say real quick. The hotels that they were being put in were very nice hotels, from what I know. Not all of them,
Condemned.
but some of them were. Let me say,
Condemned
though,
and under renovation.
Well, you got to realize, you got to understand that when they put these people in these hotels will want them in because the government is paying for it. Therefore, the millionaire, billionaires that own those hotels in New York are getting paid having illegals there.
Not
And they
illegals,
don't want
asylum
regular
seekers.
customers. They don't.
Not illegals.
They're illegals.
Asylum seekers.
are illegal.
Oh.
You can't claim asylum.
Mm.
Some asylum is real, but is there a war going on in Mexico?
There doesn't have to be a war going on in Mexico.
Then what were they claiming asylum for?
There's 5 different reasons why you can claim asylum.
Well, tell me what they were claiming it for.
Well,
Just give me
there was
examples.
a lot of them, so they were claiming them for all sorts of reasons. You think they were all coming over under one reason?
Basically,
Do you
they're
think they were
claiming
all
famine,
coming from
all that
Mexico?
type of stuff. They can't afford housing. That's not our problem.
No, that's not. I can't
Because they're
afford
running from the
housing is not a
cartel.
sir. I can't afford housing is not a reason to seek asylum under our law.
But why were they coming here? What were they? Why so many more? I will agree
All
to disagree
sorts
with
of
you. I'm gonna
reasons,
say
sir.
that I think there was a lot more than 1.7 million, but
There were a lot more than
all
1.7
sorts of
million
reasons. Name
asylum
them.
seekers,
Name
sir.
them. I want you to name them for me.
You want me to name the reasons why people can seek
Name
asylum?
one. Just one.
Political persecution.
Political persecution. 1.7 million people.
Sir. You're
Well, I'm saying,
confusing
how
two
many
things.
people? How many people do you think claim that?
Sir, I need you to listen, okay? Because you're
I'm listening.
confusing
I'm
two
listening to
different
you.
things.
Trust
No,
me,
you're
I'm
not.
very invested.
1.7 million is not the asylum seekers.
You said 650.
650 what?
Right. 1,000.
No, that was
Asylum
685,000 people that were deported. 1.7 million undocumented immigrants projected, and a whole different number of asylum seekers.
It feels a little bit like avoiding it to not want to say what they were seeking asylum for because
No, sir, I can
believe they
talk
had no
about why
reason.
they're seeking asylum. You keep saying there's 1.7 million asylum seekers, and I'm not making that claim.
Okay. So 680 got deported. So that would mean if
In
1.7
2024.
they're projected.
No.
Okay.
1.7 is
the
over
exact
4
number.
years. 685,000 was 2024.
Over alone, 2024 alone?
Deported in 2024 alone.
Okay. So so the 3 years before that, I'm assuming the number would be roughly the same?
I believe it was a little higher.
Or not?
But
A
it
little
could we'll
higher.
say
So-
about the same.
so
That's fine.
Whoa. You caught me here. If only 1.7 illegals, their estimated number, 1.7 million, how would 600,000, let's even it out right there, 600,000 across the span of 4 years, that's 2.4 million.
Yeah.
How would only 1.7 million come across if
No, it's not
2.4
1.7
million got deported?
sir. Jesus fucking
But
Christ.
you said that's their guess, and you said they have a very good guess, and you believe their guess. That's their estimated number, right? That's
Sir,
what you told me.
1.7 million are the people we didn't catch.
Okay.
The people that were deported, we caught. Obviously. The 1.7 is, we know exactly the number of people we caught and deported because we caught them and deported them. The 1.7 million is the people that that you guys like to call them gotaways. We'll put it that way.
Gotaways.
Cool? You guys like to call them gotaways. That's not a real term, nor does it exist in whatsoever. But maybe that will help you to understand, okay? Those are the people that snuck across the border. Our Border Patrol tried to catch them. We didn't catch them. They got into the United States. And we're projecting that's how many people are living in the United States right now undocumented in those last 4 years. If you look over the entire number, it's about 11.6 million over the last 50 years. Of that 11.6 million over 50 years, 1.7 of that estimated came in under the Biden administration undocumented.
That's really bad.
Again, sir, it's not that big of a difference from what Trump was in his first term.
Though.
Okay,
We don't want that many undocumented people.
no, we don't. We don't want any.
Let me say
but
real quick, there
sir,
is one
you're
thing
right.
about
We
the-
don't want any.
Yes.
I agree with you. But saying that
Right.
Trump somehow is freaking better at that when his numbers were almost 1 million also, and he did, and they had the added benefit of him having a full border shutdown due to COVID is not making a case for Trump. That's what I'm saying.
Well, me personally, you can call it a conspiracy. I believe that our government would want more illegals in because they can profit off of that more. Just like the what was it? I don't know what state it was, but one state they busted like a weed farm, got a bunch of
California
illegals off of there, and people were upset with that. And in my opinion, I feel like these rich people, billionaires, whatever, are using illegal immigrants practically as slaves. So why would we want to keep them here? If they're really seeking asylum, they'll come here looking for it, and then they work for dollars on the hour?
No,
That's
sir.
ridiculous.
Asylum seekers
And
are,
that's-
again,
that's
legal
why I
migrants here,
think-
sir. Asylum
Okay,
seekers
let
are
me
legal
finish
migrants
real
here.
quick.
Hold on, but
But all of them claim asylum, let's be honest.
they don't, sir. They don't all claim asylum, and over freaking 60% of people that even claimed asylum at the border literally weren't even granted. They were deported immediately. Okay, but asylum seekers are legal migrants here, therefore they have the right to work here. Therefore they fall under U.S. labor laws. Therefore companies can't abuse them like slaves. So, but continue.
I've met okay, I'm not going to say where I work. I've met 7 people that worked where I work while illegal, right? And I have no problem with them. That's fine. They became legal. Like, they went through the process while they were here. But if I live in Michigan, a random person, just at one place of work, I run into 7 people, that's a lot. You got to think about that. That is a lot, considering there are millions of businesses across our country. If 7 people are at one business, think about the bigger businesses.
Well, how about this, sir?
Think about how many
At
people
my
are there.
business, there's 0.
Where do you work?
Okay.
Or
Well, I
what
mean,
do
you're
you
not
do?
gonna say where you work.
Not
Why would I
where
say
do you
where I
work, but
work?
what do
Okay.
you
But
do?
I'm saying, like, in mine, there's 0. And I'm pretty sure I could pull up probably a couple few hundred people in this live right now that all go say 0 also. So you saying that there's 7 in yours, and then I can pull up like 300 people that says 0. I think the average is very low. Okay.
Well,
But that's a very
probably
anecdotal.
because most
sir,
left-wing people
that's-
don't really talk to people outside of their own race. I think left-wing is more racist than right-wing.
Left-wing people don't talk to
But
people
that's an
outside of their
opinion of
own
mine.
race.
That is
What
an
crack
opinion.
pipe are you smoking?
Not the one that Biden gave me for free. That's for damn sure. Hell, that was a good one. You lined me up for that one. I appreciate that. That was
It
funny.
wasn't a very good one. The correct joke would have been Hunter Biden.
I know the right. I can't see your chat right now, but I know
Yeah,
some
the,
right-wing
the
people
correct
comment.
joke would have been Hunter Biden. You just missed the joke.
Same fucking thing. They're both pieces of shit, man.
No, they're not. But anyways,
Do you think
Hunter
wait,
Biden
wait,
is
you think
for a
Hunter
long
Biden
shot.
Isn't a piece of shit?
Joe Biden. How is Joe Biden a piece of shit?
I mean, he's a kid sniffer, bro. He let,
Dude, stop with the
you think
kid
your number-
sniffing
you think your
bullshit. You
number
literally
of-
voted for a guy who bragged about going into fucking dressing rooms to see underage girls naked.
Well, see, that's not proven. First
He
of all. And I didn't vote for him. I didn't
said
vote for him.
it, sir.
I didn't
He
vote for him.
said,
So
I
I'm
can
not a voter.
sneak into the back
This is
rooms
just an
and see
opinion.
the girls naked. He said that.
Hey, man, I told you from the get-go that I don't like where he's going right now with all this clearly covering up this Epstein situation. And when you look at it, I believe Obama, Clinton, Kamala, Biden, and I will say this, Trump, I don't fully support him. I like what he's doing, but it doesn't mean I support him.
You like what
Let's be
he's doing
clear.
at deporting people at a slower rate than Biden did and freaking having prices go up. And
I
so
don't
what?
think he's deporting people. If he's deporting people at a slower rate, how come we're seeing it way more?
You're seeing it way
Like, on
more
the
because
news,
Donald
everywhere.
Trump is doing it a bunch illegally, and so he's getting blown the fuck up. Where Joe Biden was just doing it within the the
Okay.
constraints of the law. Constraints of
Wait.
the law.
I want to come back to that, but there is one thing I wanted to say. That last lady that came on talked about, oh, I'm a lawyer. I don't think she was a lawyer, but
No
I
shit.
do want to say you were looking at the amount of people that had Medicaid, and you were like, it was like 69% white. How are we supposed to know if illegals are getting Medicaid if we can't document them? They're
Because
not-
you need
in this country,
documentation
they're not
in
people.
order to get Medicaid.
Wait, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Because you need documentation in order to get Medicaid. So therefore, by the fact that you
Well,
just
then
said
how are
we
they getting
can't document them means that they're not getting Medicaid. Exactly my point.
They were getting it, though.
They were not. There are only
The
certain
illegals
states
at
in which
my work
allow.
were getting it.
There are only certain states which.
Firsthand experience.
Sir, let me
The
finish
illegals
my
at my
fucking
job, they were
sentence.
claiming it.
Do you live in California?
No, I live in Michigan.
Okay. There are certain
They were
states.
claiming it in Michigan.
Sir, can you let me get my fucking sentence out, please?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just
Awesome. There are
telling you.
certain states that allow their state taxes to go to Medicaid, but there are $0 in federal Medicaid going to undocumented migrants.
Well, I mean, did you hear about the National Kazoo Fund
No, I have no idea what that
or
is.
the National Pillow Fluffing Fund? Well, you can read into it. There were millions of dollars allocated into those, just getting written to bills so people could get paychecks, money going missing. I don't think that's an accurate number. I just don't believe it. I don't trust our government for the most
Sir,
part, whether it's left wing or right wing. I just don't.
What the
But
fuck
I
are you
will
talking
say
about, dude?
That I don't trust the way our government allocates our money. I don't trust it. That's what
Then
I'm saying.
vote better.
Like for Kamala, that would just give it all to Ukraine and Israel. I mean, Trump's giving it to Israel, but fuck, man, like
And Ukraine.
we're just giving money away. What would Kamala have done better?
If she had done nothing, we would have been better off.
So you think we should have stayed how we were in 2024? That was good.
2024, literally, the Wall Street Journal said we had the economy that was the envy of the world by the time Biden gave it to Trump.
Envy of the
Yeah,
world.
I would have
Oh.
envy of the world. We recovered
much
from
is your
COVID
rent?
faster than any industrialized nation on the planet.
How much is your rent?
How much is your rent now?
My rent?
Yeah.
It's only went up.
It went up?
My rent,
Oh, okay.
yeah, last year my rent was
Yeah.
oh fuck. I live with a roommate because God forbid I'm 21, I can't fucking live alone. We don't have an economy like that. Yeah, I think Wall Street Journal is full of shit. What are they saying? This is a prosperous country? Go to Japan, see what the pricing is like over there. That's way better.
I've been to Japan.
But,
It's actually quite expensive
yeah,
there.
the housing is very nice.
Yeah, but sir, you're taking one little tiny piece, which is housing, and then making that the entire economy. When literally Kamala Harris had an exact plan to how she was going to help housing, but you didn't want her. You wanted Trump, who had no plan for housing, and now you're getting it. So,
What do you mean? We're getting $12,000 more a year.
you're getting $12,000 more a year. You do realize that all Donald Trump did was
the overtime. Yeah.
no,
That-
sir.
you
That's
know
not
how that
how
works,
that
right?
works.
How does it work?
Yeah, it's just a tax deduction. It's not you getting a check. You understand that, right?
You get more money back.
No,
at
you
time,
just
get
don't
more
have to
money back.
claim as much money.
Yeah.
So there's a
Therefore, you're
possibility
not
you get
being
slightly
done.
more money, but
That's
you're not going to
more
get
money in your pocket.
$12,000.
No, but it doesn't matter how much it is.
Sir,
That's more money in your
sir,
pocket.
sir, sir, sir,
12,500 is the number.
sir. What it's saying is if you work 50,000 hours of overtime, okay, and you make $50,000 in
50
overtime
wait,
over that
50,000?
year, you don't have to claim all of it for your taxes.
Did you
That's
say the
it.
wrong number? Did you say 50,000 hours of overtime?
I corrected myself and said $50,000 in overtime.
Okay, okay, my bad. No, because I didn't hear you say it.
Yeah, sir. It's just a tax deduction. You're not seeing $12,000.
Okay, you're not going to see that number exactly, but you will.
You're not gonna see
still be
anywhere
getting
near
more money
that.
back. You will
Like
be
if you're
getting more
lucky, you
back.
might see like what $500 or something.
Hey, that's better than zero. You got it.
Yeah, but again, Kamala Harris
I
had
won't
plans
see
to have
500. I'll see more than that.
much
I'm
higher
making that a
tax.
year.
Huh?
I will make with how much overtime I work. I will see a noticeable
No,
income. By the end
sir.
of the year.
It caps at 15,000. You can work make $15,000 in overtime, or make $150,000 in overtime. You're only getting the exemption for the first 15,000. It does not matter how much more you make.
At 12,500.
Maybe it was 12,500. I thought it was 15,000. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm confusing
that's
that with
where
the
it's
other
at.
one. But yeah, it doesn't matter whether you work make $12,500 in overtime or $200,000 in overtime. It doesn't change your deduction.
It will change it. I believe
No, it will not.
We can't say it does or does not yet. We haven't seen tax season come around yet. We're going to.
We don't need to see tax season come
on
around,
March
sir. We can see the
2026.
tax code that was just processed under the big beautiful bill, and we know exactly what was written into it. It specifically says that, just like the $20,000 for no tax on tips. That doesn't mean that you freaking that you don't get that you make all this money in tips, you don't get taxed.
Of course.
It's 20,000. The first 20,000 is not tax deductible. That's it.
Yeah, that's good for people that only make $40,000.
$20,000 is almost nothing, and it's cash tips only.
That's good. That's a lot for people that only make under $55,000 a year.
A good bartender makes $20,000 in the first 2 months of the year.
Ooh, well, I wouldn't know that. I'm not a bartender. But
yeah,
I would hope they are.
Sir, I don't have a problem with no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. I really don't have a huge issue with it. But saying that this,
we were just getting in because of we were talking about Trump's not going to help.
But sir, this is
helping them.
This is
Even
not
if it's
helping lower
$10,
class
it's
people,
helping.
sir. The majority of people don't work overtime, and the majority of people don't work for tips. So therefore, it's not helping. Freaking the majority of middle or lower class people, because that is a small, tiny, minute percentage of either of those classes. While at the same time, he's ripping healthcare away from those same group of people at a rate from 10 to 17,000, 17 million people.
It's only helping a small portion of middle and lower class.
Yes.
How?
Because the majority of people don't work for tips and don't work overtime.
I work overtime.
Congratulations. You're not the majority of people.
I'm sure I'm the majority of people. I know a lot of people that have to work 45, 50 hours.
Again, if you're making as much money as you're saying in overtime, it's just the equivalency to you not having to claim 1 month of it on taxes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's still more money.
Sir, that's nothing, sir. Sir, you're like, oh my God, a tiny percentage.
Another stimulus,
sir, you're saying no. I want broad, sweeping fucking things that help a broad amount of people.
Okay, well, I don't know if you can say this because there's not really much you can go off of because Kamala doesn't say very much, but what do you think she would have done?
Sir, you do realize that the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime is a Bernie Sanders policy, right?
Yeah.
That Trump just stole?
No, I'm not even gonna lie. Bernie Sanders was good. He flip-flopped though. He changed up a lot. He thinks illegal immigrants are good.
They are.
He was not. They're not. He
They
was
are.
not.
The ones that are already here are.
The illegal immigrants that are here are a good thing for our country?
Yeah, they are. But besides that,
How? So you
last
think
year
we should
alone,
be paying
they put $100 billion into our tax system.
$100 billion into our taxes? That's amazing. How are we taxing them?
All sorts of ways.
How? Well,
All sorts of
financing?
ways, including
That's about
I-10,
it.
sales taxes, income taxes, all sorts of ways. But regardless of any of that, sir, again, I have no
So
problem with
wait,
tax.
let me say
No,
this
sir,
then. Let me
we're
say
getting
this
off
then.
subject. I
wanna
don't
say,
want
is
to
this about
pigeonhole
illegals?
back
No,
to
it's about
sir.
illegals. It's
No,
important
sir,
to me.
stop. I
This
don't
is
want to
important that
pigeonhole.
I say this, please.
Sir, we're getting off subject when I was trying to talk about something else, and I don't want to lose my train of thought. Okay.
Well, remember your train of thought and let me get out what I want to say real
No,
quick
you
about
can hold
illegals.
your train of thought and you can get out what you want to say when I'm done. When we're talking about no
Go
tax on
ahead.
tips, no tax on overtime, right? Having small tax deductions is fine. But when you're taking that and saying that we're going to rip the freaking 10 to 17 million people off of Medicaid in those same tax brackets, you're not helping anything. When you're going to
Well, we
raise
should be ripping
taxes,
people off
sir,
of Medicaid.
sir,
We
when
don't want
you're
people relying on
sir,
our government. That's
sir,
not
that's
what
not
we are. We're
relying
close
on
to
the
it.
government. First of all, second of all, when you're talking about adding tariffs to people's consumer goods and therefore raising taxes and raising the prices of all that sort of stuff, your little tiny minute fucking like tax benefit for a very small percentage of people doesn't really mean much to me.
Let me say something real quick. Tariffs. Have you seen the price changes yet?
Yeah, 2.7% last month.
Really? You know they're not even in effect yet, right?
Yes, they are. Certain ones are.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yes, the baseline 10% tariff was on and didn't come back. It was all the extra tariffs that dropped off.
I could have swore a few days ago I read that they weren't.
Well, you were wrong.
Okay, I'll agree to disagree, but I'm pretty sure they're not because I have not seen anything go up in price. And
Yeah, well, prices are up across the board in the United States,
I don't believe
especially
that.
grocery prices.
Well, see, I look at what I spend money on in the world, and I have not seen anything different.
Yeah. Well, I
The only
look
thing
at
I really noticed
data.
was the egg price went down again because
I look at
happened with all the
data
eggs.
across the United States. I don't look at my anecdotal thing. My store might just be having a sale or things just fucking change. Or maybe I live in a region where certain things are cheaper. I look at data across the United States to see if prices are going up or going
Looking at
down.
data is
Like I'll
good,
give you
but-
an example. Gas prices are down across the board in the United States.
Yeah.
Cool.
'Cause
Grocery
some of
prices
oil
are
costs
up.
less now. With fuck, maybe lose some train of thought. It's not your fault though. I have ADHD. I struggle with it a little, but no. Oh no. Fuck. What was the last thing you were saying? Please just repeat it real quick.
I don't remember.
Oh shit, man. This is not very whimsical.
Well,
Anyway,
it's all good. I've been talking to you for about a half an hour, and I try to keep my conversations with people under a half an hour if I
I'm
can.
enjoying this, by the way.
You're fine.
I
You're
do
welcome back
disagree
whenever
with
time.
my-
This is a
I
nice
am enjoying
conversation.
this.
I don't
This is
mind
my
having
first
conversations.
Real debate with somebody.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this a real debate, but it was a good conversation at least. I'll say that much. And I enjoyed it too. And you're more than welcome back another time. All right.
Yeah. Can I say one last thing?
Make it quick.
Okay. So, with illegal immigrants, I don't think it's fair for them to get paid wages that are under minimum wage.
Correct.
That
I
is
agree.
unfair for them.
I
And
agree.
I do not think, I think it's more of a leftist thing, because when you look at leftists, the backers, the people that vote for them, they are higher income. They are higher. They're richer. They have more money. They want these illegals here. I think as me being more right-wing, I think
It's not
illegals
true.
shouldn't be here.
No, actually,
Not
billionaires
because- let me
billionaires
say-
donate to the Republican Party more than they donate to the Democratic Party. Just the certain billionaires that do
don't think that's
donate to the
true.
Democratic Party give more.
I don't think that's true.
It is true. More billionaires give to the Republican Party. Just the ones that give to the Democratic Party give more money.
Isn't the only billionaire that gave to the Republican Party was a fucking whatever his name is, Elon Musk?
No.
There was
Are
like
you
two
high?
other dudes. There was like two other dudes.
There was like 20. Probably more than that. There's so many.
I'll
Donald
search
Trump
that- I'll
literally
search
is,
that
is,
after.
is well known for going to
I'll
big
educate
oil
myself
and
after this.
asking them
I'll
for
double check.
stuff. Okay, but I will
double
finish off with this. I agree that we should not exploit freaking undocumented immigrants.
No, we
That's
should
why
not.
it's even more important that we actually have policies that actually punish the companies for exploiting workers. You don't punish the workers for the being exploited. You don't victim blame. You don't say, hey, the people that are being exploited, we should punish them for being exploited. We should punish the people that are exploiting the people, and that's the corporations,
yeah.
okay? And
I
where
just
we
don't
could
think
easily
them
do
being
that,
here-
that's the way to fix the problem. But
Them being
anyways,
here is almost punishing themselves.
no,
I
it's
think
not. If they freaking, if they were,
anything we
it's
should-
that, sir, how about you let them make the decision on what's punishing themselves?
we
They
should lock
came a
in on
long way to get
immigration.
here,
We should
okay?
change it up. Is what
We
I'm
should
trying to
change
say.
up
We need to
immigration.
change
That's why it's
We need to
sad that,
fix it all around.
sir,
We
it
gotta
would have been
fix it.
fixed in 2023 if Donald Trump didn't call the Senate and tell them to block a bill that the Biden administration had that would have fixed most of our immigration problems.
I don't
Okay,
think it would have fixed it though.
but I don't care what you think because it would have, and the Republicans even agree it had 98% support in the Senate,
I don't
and the
think
two people
Kamala would have helped
dissenting people
immigration. I don't
were
think Biden
Democrats.
wanted anything better for it.
3 different bills under the Biden administration for immigration reform, all blocked by Republicans, the third of which specifically blocked by Donald Trump. But I said, anyways, I'm getting off the phone with you. Have a nice day. Bye. All right. Ted, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sorry, that was just like, oh my goodness, we're going too far into this. But I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Patrick said, the caller's imagination is running wild. Yeah, a little bit. Little bit. He was all up in his feelings. He had lots of feelings. He wanted to tell me all about his feelings. All right, thank you so much. And Stacy says Medicaid is health insurance. No one gets a check for their Medicaid except for the providers. And the providers are the people that are doing most of the fraud too, which is what's even more sad. The providers are the ones that are doing most of the fraud. Kind of crazy when you think about it that way. All right, y'all, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys like support, I do have super chats open. I'll put them on the screen, talk about them. So if you have something to say, something to ask, all that sort of stuff, you can do that there through the super chats. If you'd like to join the team, we do have Poly Groupies, Poly Obsessed. We have the memberships up here. So really, really appreciate the new members and all that sort of stuff. I think I just saw a new member thing, but it didn't flash. There it is. Oh, Shay, thank you so much. For the new membership too, for the 2-month membership. Says Trump is locking up the homeless now. What the hell? Well, we can't have those crazy homeless people running around in the streets. Hey, Donald Trump has to have someone to blame, something to distract from the Epstein files. So, but Shay, thank you so much for joining the team. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So again, just like I was talking about members, if you'd like to become a member, we do have members open, all that sort of stuff. We will be doing a giveaway on Thursday. I appreciate that. But more importantly than that, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. That way, you guys can see me here every single day. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, because the border has been a lot better, and I do agree with you on that last caller. The first term that Trump did, he wasn't as good as he was. But may I also ask you, what bill was it that Biden passed? Three bills you said that he tried passing? What 3 bills were those?
I don't. HR 2 was one of them, and then the last one was the Langford bill. I don't remember the other one.
I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe because I watch Fox or something, they don't mention it. But
actually, Senator Langford is on Fox talking about the bill that he wrote. He's a conservative. And so in the Senate,
really, just a question real quick.
Hold on real quick. I was in the middle of saying something there, and then you can ask your question. But he's actually interviewed on Fox where Fox is like, hey, there was this immigration bill that would have fixed immigration. What happened to it? And he said, well, it was an immigration bill. It would have fixed almost all of our immigration problems. It was a bipartisan bill that had all the support, but Trump wanted to be able to run against Biden on immigration. So he told people to shoot it down, and they did.
All right, well, I'll read into that. Where did you find that?
The Langford bill? Yeah, you can just Google it. The Senator Langford immigration bill. Senator Langford from Oklahoma.
Okay.
He was the head of writing it, and a Republican.
And just real quickly, like for everybody, that's in the chat, they always saying this, but why do you always interrupt people, but you can't get interrupted?
Because I'm running a show here, and sometimes you guys like to grandstand.
Well, it's just kind of rude when people can't talk and you just talk over them. But whenever you got to talk and then people just, No,
I let you talk.
Rude.
I let you talk. You can sit there and talk for a while, but I'm not going to sit there and just let you talk, going from point to point to point to point to point to point to point, because that's boring as shit. Okay. And people are here to listen to a conversation. So make a point, maybe 2. I might even allow 3 quick points all in a row. Okay. And then let me respond. I'll make my points quickly and then it's your turn to respond. And that's how we have a conversation here. But what happens is people like to get up here and have 10, 15-minute freaking, thesis debates with me. And I'm not in the mood to do that. And it's not entertaining and it's very boring for everyone. So if you make your points like, reasonably quick and concise and to the point,
right.
then there won't be any interrupting, just like with that last guy.
May I get to my point then?
Sure.
So how do you think Kamala or Biden was going to do anything better than Trump was?
They could have done nothing and it would have been better than what Trump is doing. My Australian Shepherd could be a better president than Donald Trump right now.
What has Trump done that's bad?
What has Trump done that's bad besides freaking bombing a country with absolutely with bad intelligence, isolating us from our allies, freaking making us less militarily secure, making sure that freaking countries don't want to trust us with our intelligence, increasing freaking prices of groceries and all of their products outside of. I'm still in the middle of saying all the bad thing that Trump is. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'll can finish my list later. It's a really long list.
But so you think Biden and Kamala would have been able to prevent that completely, or do you think we've just been, it's our, as a U.S., we're United States, we're always there fighting everybody else's wars, no matter how it is, whether it's from oil to just, it really comes down to politics, man. So it's just, I don't agree with the whole war thing going on. I don't like war. I've always been I don't like war, but at the same time, I don't want to sit there and watch another country get bombed. So.
Yeah, sir. Again, Israel has been making the same claim about Iran about being about 2 weeks from having a nuclear bomb since 1992.
The war's been going on for decades.
Right, and we haven't been bombing people in Iran for Israel. Because every president since 1992 had the freaking knowledge to go, hey, let me look into our intelligence and see if they're actually 2 weeks away from making one. And if not, maybe we shouldn't be bombing them. Trump is the only one that just ignored all of our intelligence and bombed them anyway.
What about Obama in Iraq?
Oh, that was horrible. I didn't say that freaking other presidents haven't done bad things.
I mean, it's just
I don't believe that Obama's freaking foreign policy was that great whatsoever. Biden's was pretty good though.
Yeah, it just do you agree or not whether Biden was, he seems a little more lost now than he did when he first started, going for president?
Yeah, he had some decline at the end of his presidency. I don't deny that. But again, Donald Trump at the end wasn't running against Joe Biden. He was running against Kamala Harris. He had some decline. I think he realized his decline and dropped out of the race. But Kamala Harris was a very healthy 60-year-old woman and a very intelligent one. So
I don't read much into her. All I ever hear is what the other side has to say about him. But what I hear is, what they say about her. But from what I hear, she's about the same thing. She wants to push the same thing as Biden wants to push, and it's just.
And what did Biden push that was bad?
Let's see. There was I don't know about you, but I never heard about these whole pushing back the whole migrant stuff. I think Joe Biden wanted the migrants to come in here and illegals and stuff. And I do agree, illegals, they should. Like I grew up in California, man. I grew up
what part?
Mexicans, Asians, every ethnicity.
Me too. What part?
Around the Central Valley.
Oh, okay. I'm a SoCal boy, but yeah, around Riverside County.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Go ahead.
But I've met some Hispanics that were good, and then some that were
Well, sir, with all due respect, we just addressed this. We already addressed this, that Biden had tried to pass 3 different bills. Again, the last bill was written primarily by a Republican, okay? And literally had a team of a Republican, Democrat, and an independent, mostly ran by a Republican, that would have fixed almost all of these immigration bills that Biden supported and wanted passed in order to fix our immigration system, okay? And literally would have fixed a whole bunch of shit. And then Donald Trump called down to the Senate and told them not to pass the bill because if they passed the bill, then he wouldn't be able to run against Biden on immigration. Here's the sad part is that it freaking worked. That's the annoying part. The annoying part of this whole thing is that he knew he couldn't beat anybody without it being immigration. And he worked. And everybody just ignored the fact that he's the reason why immigration wasn't fixed to begin with. And then there's actually a video, you can find it. Joe Biden's up on stage going, hey, Trump, I don't know what to do. We have this immigration problem. I want this immigration problem fixed. We wrote this bill. It's amazing. you don't want it to go through. Why don't you come to the White House and work with me on immigration? So we can fix this, so we can fix the problem. And he said, hell, I'll even go to you if that's what I have to do. I'll go to you to help fix immigration. But Donald Trump still wouldn't work with them on immigration because he didn't want immigration fixed. So saying that Biden didn't want immigration fixed is just absolutely crazy, man.
So, I mean, I guess he may have tried, but compare the numbers from how much, Joe Biden and Trump have, deported people.
Yeah, Biden's higher.
I mean, maybe not in Trump's first term, but what he's done in the last year, even the last, since he's been elected, he's deported. I know in California, I hear stories about it. I know people for a fact. He's
deported about
run
200
over to Home
and-
Depot, Lowe's. They sit there at, I've seen people get deported. It happens every single day.
He's deported about 260,000 people. Joe Biden deported 685,000 just last year.
Just last year.
Yeah, so he's behind.
And where can I find those numbers?
Customs and Border Protection.
All right. Well, you know what, sir? You've made your point. I've made my point. I think we have nothing else to talk about. You have a good rest of your day.
You too, man. Bye. Jocular said, I'm in LA County, baby. Riverside County is meh. Riverside County is meh. I can't help where I was fucking born, dude. I didn't choose to be born there. I just ended up there, man. I woke up one day and I was just like, and I was just like there. Especially where I grew up. I grew up in a little shithole. John Boy, thank you so much for the for the membership. I really, really appreciate that. With the Poly Obsessed membership, I really appreciate that. And Sister Mary Elephant, thank you so much for the membership over here too. Wow, you guys join the membership group. It really means a lot to me. That is really, really special. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I can't wait to actually do this giveaway on Thursday. I'm super excited. This will be my first YouTube member giveaway. I'm like super, super excited. I've done it for my TikTok subscribers every month for a long time. So I'm can't wait to do it. That I was going to do the bingo thing, but Corey's over here telling me that, that bingo is a lot harder than it was supposed to be. So we might have to do a bingo like maybe in the middle of the month, and we'll give out some bingo cards to the members. And if you get a full bingo card and you can show me your full bingo card, then we'll give away some prizes and stuff too. Hopefully we can get it out soon because I am in the middle of trying to switch over my merch company, so I need to work on that too. So, but really appreciate you guys. What? Yeah, I just told him that. Anyways, let's see. I was gonna go till 6, but I think I might just end a little early today. I am getting kind of tired. So I think I might end a little early today, just call it a day. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is a much better live than I had yesterday. I was like really tired and really out of it yesterday after that car accident and stuff. So, but yeah, anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow. I think I'm going to get right back on around 3 again tomorrow. So make sure you guys are here. Make sure you guys are joining the Discord if you haven't already. It's a small little verification process. Don't worry about it. It takes like 2 seconds if you just hang in there with me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.